Okay, everyone, welcome to CB3's SLA committee. If you just want to give me just 2 more minutes, I just have to open a couple documents here and then we'll be ready to go. You have everything, right? I have everything. Good to go. Please open it for myself. This one.
Here's more public speaker for them, if you want to sign up to speak.
Okay. Again, welcome to Community Board 3's SLA committee meeting. We're gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna give you a quick little description of how the meeting's going to go. As we go through each item, I'm gonna call on the applicants. I will give a brief summary of their application. I'll hand it over to the applicants for them to add or correct anything that I may have said. We'll move to members of the public. Then we'll move back to the applicant for any responses. We'll move to a committee discussion and a vote. If you are here for the public to speak to an item, everyone will get 2 minutes to speak. We just ask that you're respectful and applicants as well. Everyone be respectful, everyone. There's no, name calling or putting down. It's gonna be nice to everyone tonight. So, we do have some items that withdrew. These items are not going to be heard tonight. They may be heard at a future date, but so please watch the calendar. Number 2, the Harry Lemon at 2830 Avenue B withdrew. Number 4, the Ainsley at 109 Bowery withdrew. I'm sorry, 199 Bowery withdrew. Number 6, the Dim Sum Palace at 27 Division Street withdrew. Number 9, Time Again, 105 Canal Street withdrew. Number 13, Slow Stir at 196 Allen Street withdrew. Number 14, Anna Perney Hospitality at 211 First Avenue withdrew. Again, if you were here for those items here or on Zoom, they're not going to be heard tonight. Watch the calendar for the. Okay, we're gonna just get started with the roll call vote of the committee. We have Stephen Ballinger, absent, John Bell,
Present.
Megan Joy,
Here,
Ruben Smeltzer here, Mario, okay. So I do have one item that I'm gonna take slightly out of order. I just have a question, I think it may be a very quick, simple one. It's number 7, Wine Art Laboratory at 40 Avenue B. I don't think the applicants are here in person. Are you, please raise your Zoom hand if you're the applicant and or the attorney for number 7, Wine Art Laboratory at 40 Avenue B. Raise your Zoom hand and we'll go ahead and promote you. Is anyone here for 40 Avenue B Wine Art Laboratory? Please raise your Zoom hand. Okay, maybe they are not here. Yes, that won't be a real quick one. We'll have to come back to them later if they do show up. Okay. So I think we're gonna basically just go in order. We're gonna start with number 3, Cozy Cafe at 43 First Avenue. Are the applicants here? What?
First Street.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, First Street, yeah, sorry, 43 First Street. Are the applicants here in person? I do not see them. If you're here on Zoom, please raise your Zoom hand. We'll promote you. I think Frank was the attorney. Oh, Beck, so, okay, sorry, I see the applicant is here for 40 Avenue B.
Oh.
Go ahead and, so we're gonna hold on the First Avenue, Okay, so yes.
Hello.
You're the applicant for 40 Avenue B, correct?
Yes.
So I have a question, what did you apply for? Why did you come back to us?
We applied first the full liquor license, but we got approved just wine and beer license.
Yeah, so I know we approved you back in April, why are you here again tonight?
I don't know. My lawyer just sent me the email. Like I have to be in meeting, so I don't know exactly.
So you're not changing anything, you're not reapplying for anything.
No. Just we got approved like wine and beer license.
Yeah, okay, so I think what needed to happen, you didn't need to come back, well, your lawyer just needed to send a revised 30-day notice to us, and then you go to the state. You didn't need to actually come back to us.
Okay.
With pleasure.
So since you're not changing anything from what we approved in April, then we don't need to rehear you tonight. So I think in this case, Susan, we even need to do a resolution or anything.
No.
No, okay, so we don't even need to hear you or do anything. You can tell, your lawyer, is he on, Brian? Is Brian Solomon on? Okay, I don't see that he's on the Zoom, but you can tell him, if he can actually call and talk to Susan if he does have a question about this. But we don't need to make a resolution or any stipulations. You can just, with your new 30-day notice for the beer and wine, you just can continue on to the state. You don't need to come back to us.
Okay. Thank you.
I understand, that's what I thought was maybe happening, that's why I wanted to take you first and just clarify that so we can save us all some time there.
Okay.
Okay, so thank you, then just have your lawyer send it and you can then proceed on to the state. With the approval from you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I thought that's what was happening with that, I figured that would be a very quick one, so that means proper list. Okay, so now we're gonna go back to number 3, Cozy Cafe at 43 First Street. I think you raised your hands before, but for the applicant and the attorney, please raise your hand and we'll promote you for real this time. Okay, I thought they were on before. Yeah. Huh? Sharif, are you on? I don't even see, he's not in the attendees either. Oh, yes, that's the applicant, so go ahead and promote him. Sharif, we're gonna promote you, you need to accept the promotion and then you can speak. And then Frank is his attorney and Frank. Is anyone here tonight?
I say Frank, yes. Frank Town.
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, I see you. Good afternoon.
Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna give a quick summary, but just before I give the summary, I just want to confirm, you're not changing anything else from your method of operation or anything else that we've approved in the past. This is just to add the outdoor dining, which is within your property line, correct?
That's correct, Clint.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a real quick little summary, just because I think this is also another really simple one. This is Cozy Cafe, they're seeking an alteration to their beer wine license located at 43 First Avenue. I said it
First
again.
three.
First Street, between First and Second Avenue. It's an establishment with 16 tables, 64 seats. They came to us earlier this year for an expansion into the adjacent space, which was approved. This application, really all they're doing, they are adding, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's 2 tables, 4 seats.
Correct.
In the front.
Within the
outdoor
building,
space.
within the building line.
Which was with that, it's a front outdoor space, but it is also within the building line. I know, we are hearing you because it was already on the agenda and there have been issues in the past. We did receive a letter from the East First Street Block Association. They are not opposing this because the applicant is agreeing to close at 10. We just want to make sure that he is very clear that, the outdoor space closes at 10.
Can I interrupt you?
Yep, go ahead.
Sharif,
Yes, sir.
did you make that agreement?
No agreement with who?
Did you make an agreement to close the outdoor area at 10 o'clock every night?
No, I have conversation with Mr. Roberts, and he told me, Sharif, we're gonna approve you to 10 o'clock. I see you in a meeting, but I
Okay.
don't say yes or no.
Sharif, you're my client and my friend. Take the 10 o'clock and walk away.
You, my lawyer, you know what's right, what's wrong. Whatever he
Telling
decided.
you, take the 10 o'clock and do not poke the tiger on this one.
Okay. Whatever the black situation one.
10 o'clock, please. Go ahead, Clint. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, thank you for clarifying that, Frank. So I guess just my last question is, so you're agreeing to the 10 PM closing, no TVs, no speakers, anything else outside, everything else is staying the same, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so then, Susan actually has one comment or question.
Yeah, this is to give you a heads up. Do you have a property survey to prove it's within the property line? The reason I'm asking is DOT is going around the city giving violations to many businesses that have been within their property line for like 20, 30 years, but don't have a piece of paper to prove it. So I just want to give you a heads up that you need a survey. Do you have that?
No, we don't, but I do appreciate the input.
Okay, the city's being sued multiple times for this. And it's just hard to prove because there's so little paperwork. So I just wanted to give you
Well, thank you, Susan.
heads up. And then you have the stipulations, right?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah,
So
we're gonna put
that was it.
we are gonna just put the stipulations up just so you see what you're agreeing. They're basically the same stipulations you had before, we're just adding the outdoor space. But we're gonna just throw them up the screen, really.
It's the outdoor stipulations that I made for you. I made you separate stipulations for municipal statute.
But did you send them to me for this? For this?
That's what it's for.
No, but did you send me something specific?
Yeah. I made it just for you.
Okay, I'm sorry, I missed that email, did I respond to
No,
it?
yes, you commented about it.
Okay, hold on 1 second, I can pull on the email quickly.
Hold on.
Yes, I remember the email about this one, oh, I have it,
Do you have it?
yeah.
See, I don't always give you a hard time, Frank.
You never do, Susan. You're a sweetheart. Raining in the city?
It was torrential
Guys
downpour.
opened up.
You want me to look for it?
No, I just didn't get it in my email. Hold on, just wait.
Faster, Susan photos.
Maybe I'll try it. I just locked myself out of my email. Can you forward it to Michael? If you, can you find? Sorry. Hold on, sorry about this, everyone. Oh, I can do it from my phone. Hold on, I can do it from my phone, Susan. Oh, Susan, I just have it. Okay, perfect.
Okay, just send it to Michael.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so. You want me to put this up? Yeah, so just so that it's screen. It's blank,
Yeah, because this will be in addition to the other stuff.
Was it published?
What?
Will you publish this in the record?
Absolutely, they'll be on our website.
Okay, so this is just our outdoor dining stipulations. It says for administrative approval, but we're actually hearing you, but it's gonna be the same stipulations. So it's just I, Sharif Bashir, as qualified representative of an Cozy Cafe Corporation. Located at 43 East First Street. And it's outdoor seating within the property line. will close all outdoor seating by 10 p.m. All outdoor dining patrons will be seated at tables. I will not have live music, lights, sound, TVs outdoors as per the open dining guidelines. We'll have 2 tables and 4 chairs. Staff person to ensure no loitering noise of crowds. We'll post stipulations. Resume contact the owner, manager number below. And it's Sharif Bashir. And what is your phone number, Sharif?
Say again.
What is your phone number?
Phone number
Yeah.
917
Yeah,
406 1945.
perfect. Okay, so these are the stipulations. I mean, they're very simple. These are what we just went through. These are what the office will be sending you out. Yeah, signed. Actually, you don't. Yeah, you have to get these notarized as well, but
You need to be signed and confirmed.
yes, it'll be the same thing generally as a normal stipulation. They're signed and returned to the office, but they will send you instructions when they send it out to you.
Okay.
And we just need to take a quick vote on this. So we are, as we just explained, we're voting on this expansion to municipal property, which is within the property lines, outdoor dining.
Well,
Um,
all right, have a chance to speak.
oh, sorry, I guess, yes, sorry, there was someone here to speak.
Where
Robert,
are you?
you just need to use the microphone.
So the sound restrictions, could you read that again, for the stipulations for me?
Yeah, they're not allowed to have any sound outside, any music, amplified sound, speakers, TVs, anything. They're not allowed to have any sound outside.
That's a question I had, and the other one was something that I communicated to you through the email that we'd be sure that they're listed as having a wine, beer, cider license, not a liquor, wine, beer.
Well, this, I mean, that was on their questionnaire. That's not sent to the state. That doesn't matter. So what the state is already registered for their liquor license, which is the beer and wine, is what will be on. This is the only thing is this stipulation now for the expansion of municipal property, which is the outdoor dining.
Okay, okay.
So nothing will change for the last. Okay, and I'm sorry, is there anyone else here from the public who wanted to speak to this item?
Unless some. feedback.
Okay, yeah, sorry, sorry I skipped over it, but thank you for reminding me.
No problem.
Okay, so we're gonna move to a vote on this item. John Bell,
Yes.
Stephen Ballinger,
Yes.
Megan Joy,
Yes.
Clint Smeltzer, yes, Michael Lamario.
Yes.
Okay, so again, this passes, this office will be sending this out to you, Frank, and then with instructions, then get it back to us. You're muted, Frank. Okay. Did you?
Said, thank you, Clint. I know what to do.
Okay,
Don't
perfect.
know how
I
to
didn't know,
use-
I don't got anything to add.
I don't know how to use Zoom apparently, but other than that, I'm good.
Okay. We are gonna move on now then to number
Alright.
number 5, the Allen Grill LLC at 11 Allen Street. Are the applicants here in person for number 5, Allen Grill at 11 Allen Street? Or are they, if you're on Zoom, please raise your Zoom hand.
Signed and says.
Hello.
Are you here? Do you have an attorney with you tonight or a representation?
Yes, Frank Polillo.
Oh, I actually thought Frank was your attorney as well, so, yeah, so we'll just leave Frank on from the last time. Oh, there we go.
Got kicked off, but I'm back.
Okay. I'm gonna give a quick summary, then we'll hand it over to you. This is Allen Grill LLC, is seeking a full on-premises liquor license from the premises located at 11 Allen Street between Canal and Divisions. It's an application for an establishment of. And I think, what was the CBO or what's the number on here? I think it was blank on the questionnaire.
Should be 74. I'm surprised. Give me 2 seconds to take a look.
If it's 74, you have 33 tables and 112 seats, then you're.
Yeah, it's not 74. It's
Okay.
not 74. See that? The CBO obviously isn't updated. We'll need to, the landlord will be changing it.
Okay. But we can say, if it's pending, we can list it as pending or.
Pending.
Okay,
Yeah, there's 49 in the basement alone and there's a bunch more upstairs, so you're right. 59 upstairs. Yep, we're over 74.
Okay, so you said 49 in basement and how many upstairs? 50?
Basement is 40 seats, 9 bar stools, so 49.
49, and what was the upstairs?
31 and 28, 59.
So 49 and 59, so 108. Okay, so it's an establishment with 108 people. 33 tables and 112 seats, which doesn't quite add up. I think that doesn't include any staff or anything else, so you may need to adjust those numbers. But it includes the bar with seats and counter seats, a full kitchen and food prep area serving food during all operation, 2 television, DJs, small speakers, playing background recorded music. There are 14 full on-premises licenses within 500 feet. This is previously an unlicensed location. Since 2019, the applicant has owned and operated Time Cafe, located at 105 Canal Street, which holds an OP license. The applicant also owns and operates a design studio within CB3 called 31 Architecture, located at Elm Street. The applicant has received a civil penalty from the SLA in August and September of 2024. 12 residents live within 2 blocks of the location, signed a petition in favor. They are proposing to operate as a barbecue grill restaurant with full kitchen, food prep serving food during all its operation. Hours of operation are opening no later than 11 AM, closing by 2 AM all days. Will not use open space for commercial use. Will close any front rear facades and windows at 10. We'll have DJs, but no live music, promoted events, scheduled performances, dancing, or any event which can be discharged. It will not apply for any alteration of the company to CB3. Will not host pop crawls or party buses. Will not have unlimited drink specials. Will have happy hours until 7 PM every night. Will ensure there are no wait lines to designate an employee for ensuring no loitering noise or crowds. Will post a stipulation and provide a number for residents to call. Okay, so is there anything you would like to add to, correct, change, anything I just summarized? And also just give us a quick description of what you're planning on doing.
Nick, you're muted. I can tell you, Clint, that everything you said was accurate. Go ahead, Nick. Give them a description of the place.
We're opening a restaurant. It's going to be primarily a grill. We'll be serving an array of grilled items and a small side menu, mostly skewers. So it's going to be primarily a kebab restaurant. And then we'll have a full bar.
And what is your need to have DJs for? If it's a kebab full restaurant.
It's not we won't be regularly DJs, just occasionally. So we just wanted to include that in the application for like a private party, for example.
But if it, I mean, I'm just, how are you envisioning a DJ? If it's a restaurant and you're envisioning a DJ, is it like?
You're saying for private parties, Clint. If someone comes
the
in
DJ will
and
only
wants
be
to book a
private
party and wants a DJ,
Correct, only for private parties.
so we
Okay,
could,
so it's only for private parties. And
Yep.
how many private parties are you proposing a year then? Or not a year?
Wait,
but how
wait,
many-
Clint, you know that's the right question, but can I stop your question?
Sure.
Nick, are you talking about buyouts or just portions of the premises for a party?
Primarily for buyouts, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
sorry,
that
Clint.
would be considered a private party, private event.
Just want to make sure we're speaking the same language, that's all. So how many a year, Nick?
We don't know because it's a new business, but maybe once a month.
So you're proposing, so you have 12 private events, private parties per year with DJs.
Correct.
And this is a full-fledged DJ with a booth, equipment, everything else. You're not talking about just someone manipulating.
Nick, we don't have a booth.
Yeah, we don't have a booth, so any equipment would be brought in on a case-by-case basis.
Is it someone curating the music? Or is it a guy with headphones screaming out to the crowd?
It's a pretty small space. We're not going to be able to do, Berlin style rave. It'll be, curated music. Yeah.
But is it an employee or is it an actual DJ you're hiring a DJ that's going to manage the crowd? Is that, or is it just an employee that's putting on a playlist?
Or it
On a
could be-
day-to-day
or it could
day-to-day
be-
base. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was
I
going
was
to say on
gonna
a
say, or it
day-to-day.
could be the DJ that particular person who's throwing a party may want to bring in.
exactly.
But for the other times, it would be a regular staff member, correct?
Yeah, day to day, it would just be staff playing from an iPod. But yeah, occasionally
I've actually, so I think Frank, you were here last month and we had this is just been coming up a lot about DJ. So we've actually clarified with the SLA what they consider a DJ. So in the SLA's language, what they told us that we should consider a DJ is a DJ is viewed as a person who plays, mixes, and or manipulates continuum of music, including a DJ setup with DJ equipment, and who may initiate crowd engagement and makes announcements as the focal point of the music entertainment. So bartenders and or other staff who curate playlists, make any changes or selections or requests to songs that are played are not considered DJs. So you are saying you're gonna bring someone in.
You know, Clint, I respect you. Just last Wednesday, one of my clients paid a fine for having a DJ. He had no booth, he had nothing. There was just a laptop, and he was sitting at a table.
But was it an actual employee? Was he? Because this
It wasn't-
we clarified with the SLA.
It was an employee, and I hope that you're right, but I still have to include it in your stip because my application is going to say DJ.
It sounds like a DJ.
No, I'm not arguing that you're having a DJ. We're gonna put that on here for this one, but I'm just.
I know we discuss this almost every month, and I look forward to it next month.
We go through this not just with you, Frank, with applicants left and right. That's why we went to the SLA to get what they consider it. If you're having an issue, I totally understand it.
I think it's always the same thing with the liquor authority. It all depends who you talk to, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna move on from that. So you're proposing to have DJs only for private events, one time per month.
Correct. Well, no, 12 times a year.
Or 12 times per year, yeah, 12 times per year.
Right.
Okay, is there anything else you would like to add? Correct anything with what we said or what was?
No, as usual, you're spot on.
Okay, so I think I did have someone, let's see. I have one resident is signed up to speak, Emily Hard at 9 Allen Street.
Yes. Hello.
Can you please use the microphone so that they can hear you on Zoom?
Hello. I live next door at 9 Allen Street, and I don't know Nick Bassett personally, but I am aware that he has a great track record of impressive businesses, and he keeps good company. I'm sure whatever establishment he has in mind is very tasteful. I'm happy for him that he has such a successful business at Time Again around, not too far away, where it's so successful, there are crowds of hot young people just spilling into the street and blocking the sidewalk. I'm dreading having that scene right in front of my doorstep. And several of my neighbors who couldn't join me here tonight, expressed the same thing. Downstairs, 9 Allen Street is a Buddhist temple. I guess it doesn't qualify for the 200-foot distinction because it's a mixed-use building. However, all the members of that temple are quite elderly, and I can just imagine them having to fight their way in to go worship during their services. I'm concerned about that. And then there are actually 2 additional houses of worship that are within 200 feet according to application. So a total of 5 houses of worship close by. So I saw on the application, I was happy to see that there's no plan to run wait out front, wait a line, and no sidewalk seating. Great, but I'm very concerned that that's not going to stop, a whole host of people who are eager to get inside this new cool bar. It does seem like a bar for the venue. It doesn't seem like a full restaurant focused on food. It seems like a bar that you can get a couple, small bites. So those are my concerns. Thank you.
What are those?
I don't know them by name, but there's 5 listed on the application.
Yeah. Yeah, and I knew it was a Buddhist temple, but there are 5 others listed within 200 feet. I'm not sure, Frank, do you know, are those churches or any of those churches within 200 feet? Are they,
They wouldn't be here tonight.
I assume, I know that, but
Do they have like findings of them?
that's what, yeah.
When you look at the list, there's not really five. I mean, there's two at 20 Eldridge and two at 2 Allen Street. So there's duplication, obviously.
Okay, so I'm looking.
And the ones that aren't, the ones that, the young lady who just spoke is correct. The one closest is a multi-use building. The
I
other
do know
two,
that.
the other two, well, Eldridge is not obviously on the same street or avenue. And 2 Allen is not exclusively used either.
Okay, so. Yeah, is 2 Allen, so I'm just looking at the map now myself. Yeah, the Elder Street one would not count, clearly. Yeah, well, I mean, in the end, that's not, we leave that for the SLA to determine anyways, we can say, it appears that there may be a 200 feet, and the SLA makes that determination, so.
That's true.
We're not gonna get stuck on that for tonight. Okay, so thank you, Emily. Is there anyone else here to speak to this item? Is there anyone on Zoom? Please raise your Zoom hand. Okay, I don't see anyone else. Okay, is there anything you want to respond? Oh, my microphone's on. Sorry, I didn't think you could hear me, my mic was off. Is there anything you want to respond to anything that you just heard from the resident that spoke or?
I hear her, and it's not our intention to have any large crowds outside. We're not applying for any outdoor seating or have any intention of having a scene outside. This is going to be an indoor focused restaurant. There will be drinks, but very different style of operation from Time Again. Also, completely different partnership structure. So I'm actually separating from Time Cafe LLC, in part because I want to operate in a different, more mature way.
We acknowledge we had some issues at Time Cafe, and we have resolved them. And Nick is moving on, so he wants to ensure that this doesn't happen again.
Okay, well, that's reassuring to hear.
I think your mic cut off, at least for me.
Sorry, okay, can you hear me now? Is it any better? Worse?
Yep. Yeah, I can hear
Okay.
you.
So my main concern with this application is that it's an unlicensed location. With all of the other locations within CB3 that had previous liquor licenses that are now vacant. Did you not have found one that was previously licensed?
Part of the
I
problem, with the, Nick, I'll let you speak, I promise.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
But part of the problem in your district, Clint, is that, and you know that I'm doing this a long time, but there are hot districts in your neighborhood that you have to avoid, just common sense wise. So, yeah, there were an awful lot, but they were in areas that Orchard Street, Ludlow Street, Avenue A. So this is where Nick settled because he likes this location. I do this a lot before your community board. And sometimes there are residents who will be ready for us before we walk through the door. We're trying to avoid that type of. So yes, that's the reason.
That's, yeah, that was the expected answer. I wasn't expecting you to come in with some kind of earth-shattering reason, but thank you for that one. Okay.
Realistic truth.
I
I tell clients all the time when they come in for Orchard and Ludlow, don't do it. It's not worth it. I'm too old for this stuff.
That's a smart advice. So, okay, I think Megan actually had a question.
It's just, my question is just when did the space close down? And has it been completely empty since then? Or has it been a different use?
What, this space 11?
Yeah. Was it ever, it was licensed before, right?
I don't know that it was.
Oh.
I didn't find,
No.
I
Do you
didn't
know?
find it was ever, when I look at it, see what.
I'm not sure.
I actually thought that it was licensed before it was the Vietnamese restaurant, but it was not, the last use was not licensed.
The Vietnamese restaurant didn't have a liquor license?
No.
Oh. It's bakery. Oh,
I missed that one.
you said it was a bakery.
Bakery restaurant.
I have a question, why 2 AM if it's a grill?
Because people like to eat and enjoy themselves until 2 AM sometimes. I mean, it won't be every night necessarily, but
And obviously, if it's not there, we're not going to stay open, right?
yeah, exactly.
I mean, we're serving food during all hours of operation. We're not morphing into something else afterwards, correct, Nick?
Correct.
Anyone else have any questions or comments for the applicant? Okay, so here's my thought, and everyone can chime in with their own opinions here. Given that this is an unlicensed location, this area is not necessarily yet one of our hotspots in the neighborhood. It is an up and coming section of the neighborhood. It's nearby one of the new hotspots, Diamond Square. It is also, there are several other places that have opened in this area within the last few years. I'm hesitant to grant a full liquor license with 2 AM hours in a currently unlicensed location. We had voted last year, the community board voted on guidance that we're not necessarily looking at things such as, you know, the 500-foot rule or everything, because the state itself is not necessarily following the 500-foot rule. What we have started looking at is how is it affecting the neighborhood, the community, the businesses and the residents in this immediately adjacent area. What we're trying not to do is increase the impact on the surrounding area. By going from a bakery, cafe, restaurant, Vietnamese with, you know, early closing hours, no license, to going to a full liquor license with a 2 AM closing time, I think that's a huge deviation from what was there previously, which would then cause a huge impact on the neighborhood. And, you know, I hope you're successful, that's what we want for all of the businesses, but given, you know, with your history of Time Cafe, if you even just following on that success, you're gonna develop a crowd, you're gonna have a following that's going to join you at your new place probably, and that's gonna cause an impact on the neighborhood, so. My main concern is full license 2 AM in a currently unlicensed location.
I agree with Clint, for all the same reasons. And Clint, additionally, there's, capacity is over 100 people.
Yeah,
So that alone, all those factors, 7 days a week, 2 AM, full OP, unlicensed location. There's houses of worship nearby. These are very old buildings. I don't know the soundproofing or the capacity of this building to hold such a thing. That's very concerning. It's an old, in this part of the neighborhood, it's very old buildings. But yeah, just bringing in like 100 people, potentially with a live DJ, maybe once a month. Or 12 a year, so that you can have like maybe 4 in a month or something. That's very concerning as well.
So when I direct my clients away from your overly saturated areas, put them into areas that are not overly saturated, because we're trying to not stay in where the dwellers are, or where the North Avenue way. So when we move away, we're then punished for trying to stay out of those areas. The
But
man can't make a living. The guy can't make a living without reasonable hours. With the rent, it's insane. I respect your opinion, and I know what the community was trying
it's
to
an
do.
unlicensed location though, Frank, that's the thing.
Why is that relevant? I'm not
Because so what you're saying, you're moving from the saturated areas, which sure, that we appreciate that. But then you're now extending the problem and then it's gonna just creep further. Dime Square is a huge problem right now. This is immediately adjacent to Dime Square. This is extending the Dime Square crowd now over to Allen. And
But Clint, do you hear yourself? Extending the problem. Is every licensed premises a problem?
no, and I'm not even saying they're specifically going to be a problem, but what they're doing is
You said
bringing
extending the
more
problem.
people to the area. They're bringing up, and they have a capacity of 100 people. They're bringing that to the area. That's bringing in another 100 people. So even if all of these businesses are perfect, it's the sheer volume of people that are coming and that are there till 2 a.m. and that are on the street. And after a few drinks, people get loud, even if they're fairly well behaved. It does cause an impact on the neighborhood. Susan, had a comment?
Yeah, if I could also just say, this is what the board voted on. So, I mean, that is the guidance, what the board voted on, so that is what it is.
Does did what we vote on limit it to the saturated areas or just the whole district?
I think it was just generally. Yeah, so I remember it was.
The impact section was yes for the whole district. We weren't specific in that.
I was just trying to avoid back and forth argument because we've already voted, so you could agree or disagree. It's, you know, it is what's voted on.
Yeah, I mean, I think, my thought, I mean, I hear what Frank's saying, because. It's like, is our rule gonna be that we're never gonna rent a liquor license in an unlicensed space again? Because that's like, if, staying over this, because it's got, I mean, other than like maybe the hours, but it does sound like. Yeah, it does sound like it's, it's in an area that is not heavily impacted right now. So yeah, it's like if we're granting new liquor licenses, where are we granting them? I guess is the overall question.
Well, I think the guide says, that we prefer what, establishments that have been licensed. But agree, we have given some licenses in, particularly in a commercial area, that they weren't for 100 people till at 2 a.m. I mean, it's not. I mean, that's a huge.
I couldn't agree with that. I mean, like, said the letter of no objection was in 74, so, 25 more than that. I mean, I think when you start thinking of like capacities of, 175, 200, that starts getting really big. Yeah, I mean, I'm torn, I hear both sides of it.
Well, I would also, I would think that Buddhist temple has been there too. I think that's a big impact also.
I know the state does not, because it's a mixed use building, the state does not consider that.
Yeah.
True,
True, but-
however, it is a legitimate Buddhist temple that has been there for years, right next door.
And the history of bars in the East Village, the Lower East Side were, small bars. They were a lot of small establishments. They weren't big corporate things. And this is not that.
And I appreciate
I'm
that,
gonna disagree, I think this is small, I think this is so small, it's not corporate, you think that. This is a corporate operation, but, yeah.
but I am concerned, and I'm not, yes. Time Cafe has cleaned itself up, but Time Cafe, which you were part of, has not been without a lot of problems. I mean, there were articles written about the problems happening at Time Cafe. So it's not that he necessarily has a spotless record either.
No, it was until the SLA intervened because of the articles.
How many square feet roughly?
Actually. Sorry.
How many square feet roughly is the base?
Nick, do you know the answer to that question?
It's roughly 2,000 for the whole building, so usable is probably half that. Maybe 1,500.
That's a big difference between 1,000 and 1,500.
It depends on, what you're counting, like customer area, probably about 1,000.
Public assembly space.
I don't have the number in front of me. I can look it up though.
Well, the dimensions are on the plans.
Right.
It looks like it's 1,800 on the first floor. My math isn't that good.
Let's see.
My math is not that good.
20 by 89 on the floor plan, 1780. But a lot of that is back of house. A lot of that is unusable.
Yeah, I'm.
Bathrooms, walk-in fridge.
I'm looking at the floor plan right now, so. If I had to guess, you're probably looking towards the bathroom.
My concern would be like a lot of these other places, it's not just the people inside, it's the traffic outside. The Ubers and all the stuff, I mean, that's what actually winds up causing a lot of the problems, really, is it's not just. It's 100 people, it's a stream of vehicles and people coming out, I don't see any plan to manage customers. Or noise. At all on the location. I'd be interested in hearing more about that.
The two closest licensed premises are reputable establishments. There's Karima, which is a Michelin recommended. And sorry.
I don't really about the new license.
Sorry, I missed that.
We're
So we're talking
not hearing you clearly.
per night till 2 AM, calling Ubers and spilling out on the street. So, I mean, it's not. That's the concern. I don't see any plan to manage this whatsoever. So, I don't even know if there's soundproofing in the building, what's going on?
Do you have a soundproofing plan? Have you worked with a sound engineer? Because these old buildings can be extremely problematic and the sound travels very bizarrely at times.
Mhm.
Have you had a sound engineer take a look at it even?
We discussed it with the landlord. They said they had no issues with the prior establishment as far as sound, but we're gonna
Prior
also.
establishment did not have a DJ. The prior establishment was a cafe, restaurant, bakery.
Right, Clint, that's correct. The establishment before the Vietnamese restaurant was licensed, and those people had soundproofed it. We had
Wait,
indicated on the
Wait,
application.
I thought you said, Frank, you couldn't find any history that the establishment prior to that was licensed.
I could not, but I understand from the landlord that it was. And we're indicating in our application that we'll supplement the soundproof.
Have you talked to the temple, like, have you spoken to the temple or any of the surrounding businesses, surrounding residents? Other than your signatures on the street?
Nick?
Can you repeat the question?
Have you spoken to the Buddhist temple that's immediately next door or any of the residents above the
Yes.
building? Or,
I spoke with a couple of the residents.
What about the temple?
and did you speak with the temple? Anyone from the temple?
We tried. We weren't able to get inside.
Can I just for a second, Clint? Susan, you said something before, and I didn't want to interrupt Stephen when he was speaking, but you mentioned that the problems with Time Cafe only ended when the SLA got involved. That's not true. I think you're being too modest. I think, seem to remember you got involved. And you met with my clients who took your advice and changed the method of operation, what was going on outside. I think you're selling yourself short, Susan.
I think that was later, it was a different lawyer, right?
Yeah, it was Matt Cookman.
Yeah, I remember exactly who it was. I think that was later because I do remember Rob actually reaching out to me saying what's going on and I just sent him the article. So it was.
Max does represent Nick's former partner. That is correct.
The SLA violation, is that what we're talking about, or the SLA violation of the?
No, we're talking about even earlier than that. That was
Okay.
September of 24 was the last
You're
violation.
talking about when they're huge,
But this was like, I think it was like a 22.
the council office got involved,
Because of the crowds that,
there was,
because of the
there were
crowd.
bands outside.
Oh, yeah.
A lot had to do with the fact that there was a real misunderstanding of what the outdoor rules were at the time.
A lot more than that.
Okay, so we've spent a lot of time kind of going back and forth in discussing what do we think? What's the general consensus here?
I'd be uncomfortable approving it as is. You know, Frank makes valid points about finding areas of like that are less saturated and, there's some very good points there. But, you know, to everything as is right now, I feel it's like a level 11, you know, putting some, you know, like some limited place like previous on Tuesday and so. That's what it's maybe your hours or some other stipulations, but it's just as is a little too much, I think, for an unlicensed location. So.
Can I make a suggestion?
Sure, go ahead, Brian.
I understand the committee's concerns. There's some valid points. Be willing to close earlier during the week if we could just keep 2 AM on Friday and Saturday. Nick?
Yeah, that could work. That's likely how we would operate anyway. It's closing earlier during the week.
That's what it says, okay, I'll see, I'm just like.
Nick, 12 and 2? I think Clint 12 and 2 would be a fair compromise, if you guys think that way.
And could you get rid of DJs? Are they
Completely?
part of your plan? Cause that's, to me, that's honestly kind of the most scary thing, yes, the hours, but
And the soundproofing, right?
DJs, I mean, again, I know the owner said there's never been a problem, but owners will say whatever they can to rent the space. So we dealt with all of these old buildings in the East Village or Chinatown and surrounding areas. And the sound, especially with any kind of either live music or DJs, can just be extremely difficult to deal with.
What if we only put the DJ downstairs in the basement if we did have one?
The basements are some of the worst problems because there's like vaults and things in the walls and stuff and pipes, and it travels extremely.
Yeah, vents.
Old fence from like 100 years ago.
Yeah, vents and what do they call, like I see there's a shaftway, there's the sound travels and it can go to all the apartments up above it.
Nick,
So that's.
Nick, can I ask a question? If you agreed to keep the DJs only in the basement, can you also agree to completely soundproof the basement?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah, somebody.
That
And you
help
want the residents in the building to do sound tests with a sound engineer in their apartment to ensure that no sound is heard in their apartment.
I don't think that's unreasonable. Nick, how do you feel?
Yeah, we can do that.
Clint, everything you're saying about the
Audio
construction,
person, the expensive guy.
Ow.
no, we're not using Firestein.
We can't require them to use a certain.
Yeah,
We're not using Firestein. Not for the project, Clint.
No, I'm not, we can't require you to use anyone specific, we can just say you have to work with a sound engineer. But what we can require is that sound is not audible, sound or vibrations are not audible in any nearby apartments.
That's your stipulation, the years. I don't have a problem with it. But I think Al Firestein is more for the big companies, and that's really not keeping in line with what the Lower East Side is all about. It's small bars.
We're not requiring
We're not
Al
requiring it at
Firestein.
all, it's just.
That
What,
was banter.
Yeah, we're not requiring Al Firestein, don't worry about it, that's not, we can't.
Too expensive.
what was that remark, not about the Lower East Side is all?
He said that Al Firestein is for the bigger companies, he's not really what the Lower East Side is.
He's actually been here quite a bit, we're not recommending any one person, but he's been here quite a bit and we've worked with him.
No, but you'll notice, Susan, he's always there on the very big projects.
Yeah, so we're moving on, we're not recommending Al Firestein, we're not requiring Al Firestein, moving on.
And I love Al.
So anyways, okay, so you're agreeing to 12 during the week, 2 on the weekends. Sour, and I just don't understand, I get why, I know why you want the DJs, but that's what concerns me the most. Having a crowd with DJs is a huge impact on the surrounding neighborhood.
Say all week back.
Because people come for the DJs, even, I know it's a private event, but private events are even more concerning because generally with private events, a lot of times they start and end at the same time, so there's large crowds leaving all at once. So,
It's a valid concern, but that's twice a night instead of 300 times a night when people come in and out.
but that's a bigger impact with all the Ubers and the honking and people showing up, like when it's all at once in large crowds in the street.
But he's only saying DJs 12 times a year, right?
Yes.
My concern was, I think I brought this up last, if you say once a month on DJs, then you can like. Kind of manipulate it, so it's like, oh, I just had, that one DJ that one time that they got a complaint, where it's like, you're having DJs.
That's true.
It's hard to,
It's hard to quantify if you're enforcing, yes.
and for the SLA, it's hard to enforce, they're not coming down, they're not gonna come out and tap each night.
I'm gonna put my personal 2 cents in, the hours may not bother me as much. What bothers me is the location of the, this is Chinatown, this is really privy to, what I think this might be, which is a lower level nightclub with DJs, I'm not accusing, that's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah. That's exactly my concern, is the layout. And I'm not saying, I'm not opposed to any of that, I'm not saying, I just don't know if that's right for this location, there are locations where it's more suited, but it scares me a little bit in this location.
Especially with the Street.
I don't know.
Would it make a difference? Would it make a difference? And Nick, we haven't discussed this, obviously. But if we did 8 DJs a year,
But I think Steven makes a valid point, Frank, is, the problem is, who's enforcing that? How are we tracking, I mean, we don't, the community, we're not going out and saying, oh, they've already had 6. The SLA, even though it's on the stipulations of their license, but how are they enforcing that? That's the problem, we've had people that had limits to DJs, and we know they had a lot more than that, but it's hard to prove.
well, I have to be honest. I'm not pulling any punches here. Nick had a very serious brush with the liquor authority with Time Cafe. A very expensive, very serious brush. He's not fooling around with the SLA anymore. There was a rather stern talking to by Chair Fan.
It's a good legal argument. We were so bad, we're not gonna be that.
It's true.
I don't know if this pet peeve.
They were written up in one of the biggest magazines.
This is the tough one, Frank, you bring us the good ones.
I think I've done everything I can to make this work for you guys.
No, you're doing it right, if this was a previously licensed location, it would be an entirely different conversation, it's just the fact that it's unlicensed. And your argument that you're spreading it out, I see the point of that, however, that's just causing problems for all over the neighborhood as opposed to concentrating in certain places, so.
I think the dwellers would thank me.
Certain areas are already lost, I mean, they're.
Yeah.
Gone. Like the Richard Street.
It just concerns me that you aren't willing to give up the DJs, that to me is a little bit concerning, because I think that gives me an indication of what you want to do, which is great, you're being honest, but.
We want to be competitive with everyone else and have private parties with DJs. What does it tell you we're trying to do?
So I can't think of an actual restaurant offhand that has DJ.
Okay. All right.
Clubs and bars, I get it,
I'm not-
legit
okay.
restaurants.
I think we know the answer, it's not.
It's not a core part of the business at all, but if someone comes in, they want to do a buyout and ask if they can bring a DJ for their birthday, we'd like to be able to say,
Nick, can I ask a question?
sure.
I'm not sure this is the hill we want to die on. What if
Sure.
we just didn't do DJs for the first year? And then came back a year after operation and changed?
It's fine with me. It's not the core part of the business at all.
No,
So.
we're all banging each other up and we're not getting anywhere. It's not gonna work.
Okay.
Is that about right, Clint?
I don't know, we're not quite there yet, but that seems to be the direction we're going, yes, so.
So we'll lose the DJs and go 2 a.m. 7 days a week. That's reasonable.
Six, 12 days a week.
So we gave in, see, we gave in.
Frank,
It's,
And again,
That's great.
even there's no guarantee that you come back in a year and we're gonna give you DJs either. You have the option
know
to,
No, I'm well aware of that.
but just making sure that everyone,
No, everyone's aware of it.
One thing I am confident about, and you know, with the other spot of time, again, there is no outdoor footprint here.
that's a, yeah, 'cause that was the main, I
There's
would
no
say,
outdoor footprint here.
that was the main I will say that, when we all know, that was the main problem at time,
they have.
The only problem.
Yeah.
so.
So I do think the SLA in this case would very much support whatever the board requests because of the history. Whatever that be.
So you're willing to give up DJs. And you're willing to go 12 during the week and 2 on the weekends.
Could we do 2 a.m. Thursday, Friday, Saturday? And do midnight the rest of the week? And lose the DJs.
I don't know. I think that's a good compromise.
And you will work with the sound engineer, including sound testing in the neighbors' apartments. To
Yep.
ensure that sound is not
We said we-
audible in any adjacent apartment,
We said we would do that.
including limiters, etc., to ensure that the sound is not a problem.
If necessary.
I have a question, Nick, do you have any experience, like any like project management experience at like time again for soundproofing the inside of the space?
Yes, I'm aware of various soundproofing methods, including drop ceiling, etc. There, you can use mineral wool insulation, which helps. Different types of drywall with like a special adhesive between the sheets.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, things like that.
I'm kind of comfortable with that.
I'm still not on this one.
I don't think it's rest either.
I agree, I think that's my concern, I don't think. And I get in the fact you want to stay open though too, because you want to serve the people coming out of the bars and clubs who are gonna come for food once they've had a few drinks. Again, I appreciate that's your business model, but again, that. I don't know.
We never said that was our business model.
No, I'm not saying you said it was your business model. He did say earlier, as far as late hours, he wanted to have late hours because after people are out, they like to go get something to eat.
I never said that.
You didn't say that, but Nick did.
Okay, I don't remember hearing that.
And again, that's
I think Nick said people like to eat later.
Yeah, the intention is not for after hours.
It doesn't. We're splitting hairs there, and it's fine. And I'm not arguing with you on that. That's a legit thing. And that's the later hours. People can come later, so that's fine.
It seems like this applicant has done everything you want.
Except he's chosen an unlicensed location in an area that is not impacted at the moment, that you're increasing the impact.
Which is a better option than going on
It's a better option.
Ludlow or Orchard. Or Avenue A, or Avenue B, or Avenue C for that matter.
Okay. There's less opposition here because they're not experiencing the problem, but the more bars we add, the problems increase. And I know, I hope that if approved, that you're not a problem, you don't cause an impact, but just by the nature of it, it will increase the impact. Sounds like we're moving toward resolution with the agree to eliminate DJs, 12 during the week, 2 on the weekend.
What else Thursday? They asked for Thursday. I don't think really it's splitting hair on Thursday. I don't know how much real estate business there is down there per se. But I don't think that would be very impactful.
It's a hotel across the street, right? Is there much of it?
Yeah. Nine Orchard has 4 bars in it.
Yeah. So it's. Like, I think my main air, like, I'm sure there's some downstairs, but would be this.
Okay. That, are we kind of having consensus then?
I'm still about.
You still don't know.
I'm not sure.
I mean, there's a tiny bit of me that wants to fight this and deny it. I think we might have somewhat of a case with the SLA, given that it is unlicensed. Given the applicant's history, which, yes, he's improved, but he doesn't have a stellar track record. Given it is next door to a Buddhist temple, even though, yes, it doesn't fall under the 200-foot rule, there is still an active Buddhist temple there. It's an old building.
Which we've agreed to soundproof.
It's not really a restaurant, like, it's
not-
not, we're generally accepting that.
Yeah.
I would think maybe
It's, so it's,
a restaurant.
right, so,
I mean, I don't have a problem with the non-restaurants.
right, exactly.
But at least they say what they are.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true.
We're a restaurant.
Yeah.
We've approved unlicensed locations for restaurants in this thing, right?
Yeah, we've.
Right, but they close at like 11.
Yeah, they're,
Or 12, right?
yes.
Hour nights. So,
Yeah, I'd rather see it operate with a strong before they get full liquor.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be gonna give them full liquor for this location, this is not.
I agree with John, I'll probably. Unless, if it looks like 12 all week. All week.
So you're proposing 12 all nights. John saying beer and wine.
I would say I would be fine with 2 AM Friday and Saturday, 12 rest of the weeks.
I'd get on board with Sagan. If,
In this case, I didn't verify.
would have you heavily stipulated that there's no DJs or the sound with it.
Because it's a restaurant.
I'm not hearing Stephen very clearly.
I know.
Sorry, I think I'd be willing to, go off Megan about this, and then heavily stipulating the soundproofing. And then, DJs,
We agreed to no DJs. I think we should soundproof anyway, because I think Clint makes a good point when he says it's an older building. It's not very well insulated. I don't have any problem with any of that. In fact, it's probably a good idea because of the temple next door. It's a considerate thing to do. Not just DJs make noise, guys. Let's be honest. We should soundproof it.
Oh, yeah, it's, just the number of voices, everything, it's,
Oh.
All of that.
That's why we're agreeing to soundproof it. I think we've moved a lot to make this work. 12, 7 days a week, he will not survive. Someone will be here in 18 months. I may be representing them, who knows? But someone will be here on the space because they went out of business.
I mean, and that's the fear. I mean, we hope you're extremely successful and you last here for years if this is approved. But if you don't, if it's not approved, then we've got a full license with 2 AM on the weekends. That, and you know as well as we do, the state is much more likely to approve. If there's an existing license there, the state will. It's hard to deny something.
I think you've got to go case by case with that argument. I don't think that's a fair argument.
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
And I've come to believe that the chair tends to be mercurial.
I did the tiebreaking vote here.
I guess I'm the tiebreaker.
Yeah. Start, no pressure or anything.
We'll take 2 o'clock just Friday and Saturday. 12 o'clock. No DJ. Advertised only as a restaurant. I don't know what else to do, Nick.
Okay, so we're doing. We're gonna do 2 AM Friday and Saturday, no DJs, you agree soundproofing is standard anyways, we agree to soundproofing. Okay. Okay, I can barely live with that, but I guess.
I don't think they're gonna get a reputation of being a club if they're closed at midnight. 5 days.
I disagree with that statement, yeah, sorry.
I mean.
We don't
I
want to
know
open a
clubs
club.
that are only- I know some clubs that are only open Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, that's actually more of that happening in this.
Because there's no weekday,
Yeah,
there's no weekday business for nightlife,
yeah,
it's just a fact.
Yeah, they're all making their money on the weekend.
There's only, the only times for this Friday, Saturday, it's a fact since. Like 6 years now, it's not as like, weekday business is not really a thing, late nights since 2019.
okay, but I can, as I said, I can hopefully live with that. I really hope you don't make me regret this, Frank.
Tell
won't.
Nick, tell Nick
I
that.
won't.
I'm not gonna be there on Friday and Saturday night.
We'll operate a tight ship. There's no outdoor.
And you know, I mean, the neighbors in the Diamond Square area are becoming more organized, so if this stuff, if you become a problem, it's going to be brought up to the SLA.
I'm a neighbor as well, and I grew up in the neighborhood, and I'm aware.
Okay,
Any other residents chime in if we don't leave the matter in?
I mean, anyone can speak, but you need time to speak before, but
Not for this particular location.
you got 10 seconds, go.
Wait.
Yes. I live directly above a restaurant. They, on their application, have said that are soundproof. I have had issues with vibrations, noise, travels up through the walls. For 3 years, it's affected my health. Not only when they close, using spillways, kitchen staff are on, banging. There are residents outside. It gets dirty, it's trashed. 100% weekends, you don't even want to step outside on the weekends. It's been a nightmare for me and us in the building. On the top of the rooftop with their vents, vibrations of the entire building. Tenement building. Very small. Promised no loud music, no noise, and that has never been the case, ever, and I'm trying to manage the person to find out all this.
What neighborhood?
It's 36th Street with my name.
If there's 6 street people, that's.
No, we're not, we can't, we have 7 other items we have. to-
100%,
You're right, so.
yeah.
Sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off, man. We have to-
But I'm just saying, soundproofing is extremely expensive, extremely. And
This is not on this agenda.
Well, no, she was saying, she was talking about the problems associated with living in an old tenement building and sound crowded.
yeah,
Okay. I think we've decided we're gonna move forward with the resolution. Closing at 12 during the week. To Friday and Saturday. Soundproofing. No DJs. I really wish you had more on your menu than just skewers because.
That's Nick might be a restaurant.
That's our
concern
hope.
me. You know. It just does, I am concerned. About the restaurant aspect of this, I think we've made it clear that we all question that, but. Okay, but I seem like we have the support for that. Resolution, so we're gonna go ahead and move to the stipulations. Right, if they close it on this, put the X in there.
Let me do, I'll do it. I'll do it.
All right, thank you. Okay, so it's I, Nicholas T. Poe, as a qualified representative of Allen Grill LLC located at 11 Allen Street. My license will be a full liquor. Be a new application and temporary retail permit. Will operate a full service restaurant, specifically a barbecue restaurant, barbecue grill restaurant. With kitchen open serving food during all its operation. The hours of operation will be Sunday to Thursday, 11 AM to 12 AM. Friday and Saturday, 11 AM. Now, just to clarify, and I know Frank knows this, but
I
the
know
way
you guys.
our resolutions are worded, it specifically says on there, I understand opening is no later than. You're gonna be open at 11 AM every day.
I mean, not off the bat, but eventually we will, yes.
So then you need to modify this, because if you aren't open at 11, you're in violation of the stipulations you're agreeing to. So what hours, right away, what hours are you planning on opening?
In the first few months, probably 5 PM
So
for
we're gonna
dinner.
go 5 PM to 12 AM every day? Well,
5
I mean,
PM, yeah.
5 AM opening every day, same on Friday, on the weekend, Saturday, Sunday?
You're gonna open Saturday and Sunday during the day, aren't you?
Oh, yeah, sorry, 2 PM, Friday, Saturday.
Okay, so, or you mean 2 PM Friday, Saturday, 2 PM Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, which?
Yeah, no, it should be Saturday, Sunday. Right, Nick?
Yes,
And the plan is to open for lunch, correct? Nick?
yes, yes.
So now, the way we word it is opening no later, so we actually encourage and we love daytime businesses and foot traffic, so.
Okay,
It's say at 5 PM, you can still open for lunch at 12 if you want, and that's. Well within our stipulations, but if you say 12 PM, that means you have to be open by 12, so if you say 5, that means you have to be open by 5, you can open earlier if you choose. But
yeah, so if we can open earlier, then I suppose later is better to put in here.
yeah.
I'll defer to Frank on that one.
12 AM, Monday through
We
Thursday.
had always discussed this as a lunch dinner place. And to be honest, this is the first time hearing that we're not gonna be open for lunch. You figure in 4 months?
Yeah,
All right, so that's the way to go.
Okay, so we're gonna put Monday through Thursday, 5 PM to 12 AM. Friday, 5 PM to 2 AM. Saturday. Do you want that at 5 PM as well, or?
if we can open earlier,
Wait,
yeah.
wait, shouldn't it be Monday to Friday, 5 to 12? Nick?
No, Friday is 2.
So 2.
What if it goes to 12 on Friday, we're happy for that.
No, I'm saying opening.
Yeah, so Monday to
Now
Thursday,
it's
it's
right,
5 PM
now
to
it's right,
12
now it's
AM.
right, now it's right.
Friday, it's 5 PM to 2 AM. Saturday. Do you want 12 PM or do you wanna keep that later? I'm just trying to help you out.
It's your call, Nick.
Well, we'd like to open for lunch, but we won't do that from day one.
If, you know, Clinton, it's gonna start in a couple of months, that's fine.
Okay, so, yeah, if it's within a couple months, I think that is fine, we're not. We're not gonna be down there that, so do you wanna put 12 PM to 2 AM for Saturday, and 12 PM to 12 AM on Sunday?
Sounds good.
Okay, so okay, so moving on, I will not use outdoor space for commercial use. I would close all sorry, moving on. You didn't check off doorman security, are you having a doorman in security?
Definitely during private events, but as needed, yes.
What is the restaurant?
Yeah, so you're only gonna have security during private events? 'Cause most
On an as needed
restaurants
basis.
don't normally need security. It's mostly how we look at it, but.
Yeah, I mean, we won't have security on staff.
Regularly, you mean?
Right.
So like. Yeah, so I guess we'll leave that blank then. If you're not having them on staff and you're not having them regularly then.
That's about right.
So I will install soundproofing to ensure sound is not audible in any nearby apartments.
Okay.
Sound vibrations.
I mean, at a certain threshold or,
No, it is at all. It is not a threshold.
Okay.
I know that's the city law, is that it has to be it has to be below a certain decibel. But it doesn't matter if it's a low decibel. If someone is sitting in their apartment trying to sleep, it doesn't matter if it's low. That's actually worse sometimes than having loud noise. So
Okay.
that's why our standard is sound cannot be audible in the nearby apartments.
as long as we can prove that it's coming from our establishment, because I don't want to be penalized for
Well,
other
there are no other
establishments.
establishments in the buildings or around. I'm guessing the Buddhist temple probably isn't the most rowdy place. So. Yes, I get that you can prove it's coming from your space, but if there's not that many other spaces around, it shouldn't be hard to prove that.
Okay.
You'll close any front rear facade doors and windows at 10 p.m. You will not have DJs, live photo events, any events will cover via charges, set performances. Not more than 12 private parties per year. You'll play, and so before I think you guys you didn't check this off because you were having DJs, but in this case, is it ambient background recorded music only?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you will not apply for authorization under CB3, not permitted pub crawls with party buses, will not have unlimited drink specials including booze and brunches. You will have a happy hour that ends by 7. Will not have wait lines, will have a staff person to ensure no loitering nor crowds outside. Will post stipulations by the liquor license and resume contact the owner of the number below. Nicholas Poe at 917-723-0101. Is that all?
Yep.
You're agreeing with all that?
That's what we agreed to.
Okay. Moving to a vote. John Batch.
Still no.
Stephen Ballard.
Yes.
Megan Joy.
Yes.
Lynn Smeltzer, yes. Michael Lavario.
No.
Okay, the motion was approved. Frank, they'll be sending this out, the office of instructions, and you know the drill.
Enjoy the rest of the summer, guys.
This is your last one for tonight, Frank?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Briefly.
thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
I have a bad feeling about that one.
That's why I put it out.
Okay,
Like, we didn't bring DJ.
moving on. Number 8, 74 Orchard Street. Amaya Metzpal Social. The applicant's here for 74 Orchard, or if you're on Zoom, please raise your new hand.
Yep, went to the bathroom.
Oh, okay. I mean, we can.
The next one.
You can go to the next one and come back. This next one I think actually may be somewhat a little bit easy. It is Soft Hours number 10, Soft Hours Tea House. 119 Hester Street. You're the applicants.
James Lee from the attorney for the applicant.
Okay.
As well.
Yeah, just please so that they can hear you on Zoom as well. You need one to get your summary up here. Soft Hours, yeah. Okay, so this is Soft Hours New York 001 LLC, doing business as Soft Hours, is seeking a beer wine license in the premises located at 119 Hester Street between Forsyth and Eldridge Street. This is an application for an establishment of 74 people, 4 tables and 8 seats, with 1 8-foot bar with no seats. Less than a full service kitchen serving food during office operation, no TVs, recorded background music. There are 9 full on-premises licenses within 500 feet. This location currently is operated by the applicants, correct, as Soft Hours Tea House. Previous to that was a pizza shop. The applicant has never held a license in the past, correct? That was what we checked off, okay? There were 8 commercial drone complaints since 2020 at this location. At the moment, we haven't received any support for or against this application prior to the meeting. 16 residents who live within 2 blocks of the location signed a petition in favor. They are proposed to operate a tea house serving cafe food during hours of operation. Their hours of operation will be opening no later than 11 a.m., closing by 12 a.m. Sunday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. closing by 2 a.m. Thursday through Saturday. No outdoor space, closed fixed facade, will play only on background for music only, no DJs, promoted events, scheduled performances, live music, dancing, or any cover fee is charged. Not apply for alteration without coming to CB3, no alcohol or party buses, no unlimited drink specials, no happy hours. No wait lines, will have a staff person responsible for ensuring no loitering noise crowds. Post stipulations and provide a telephone number for resident calls complaints. Okay, so I'll hand it over to you to make any changes, corrections, anything that I said, and if you wanna add anything about which proposal.
I think you pretty much summarized, our intent here.
You need to speak into the mic.
Yeah.
So this is a Chinese tea house, primarily serving late night tea and desserts during the night hours. With serving imported Chinese premium beer and wine. We'll be serving snacks such as baked goods, and during the nighttime, they'll be serving a little bit heavier with each other drinks. We're not bringing in 100 people with a DJ. This is just simply a tea house, primarily serving food and providing a space for people to come together. Next conversation, and we have 4 tables, 8 seats, so there's no crowd issue here, no DJ, no noise issue, it'll be a nice addition.
On the DJ point, we did have a DJ the other day, it was for a calligraphy event, and they were playing like experimental meditation music. It was technically on some decks, so we would like to have the ability to accommodate situations like that for special events. But recorded music, I don't know.
Okay, so. So, I mean, you only had like 8 seats and everything, I'm a little confused about the DJ part,
So our shop is inspired by the Song Dynasty. It's like a very intentional, slow, quiet tea shop. We literally have signs that say no laptops and like keep your volume low. We have a wait list during the day and at night. We don't allow people to queue. We don't want them to. We've literally set our facade back 3 feet and sacrificed interior square footage. So that way it is more separated from the street. We don't even keep the shoji screens on our window open, only when it's like really sunny. Even still, we don't even open them more than halfway. So like the whole place is supposed to be this quiet retreat from like busy Lower East Side. It's almost like an urban intervention in a sense. So the music thing is just, I don't want somebody from the CB or the SLA to walk in, see somebody technically on a small like CDJ and be like, oh, you have a DJ, but they're literally playing like gongs. Like this is definitely like we literally have reviews of people being like, people are talking too loud, and that's not viable.
so that makes sense, I don't necessarily have a problem with the DJ, but.
Can we just describe it the way you described it? That's all?
Yeah. I mean, it's still being played at background level, right?
Correct.
Still not entertainment level, it's not.
No, this was a performance in the sense that a calligraphy artist rolled out a really long scroll and put all 4 of our tables together, and she was creating a calligraphy piece, and then this person was like playing experimental music that he produced for her.
And what time of day are that?
That was like at 8 p.m. Yeah.
It wasn't like 4 a.m.
No. The only reason why we're asking for the 2 a.m. on which days was it? Saturday, Sunday? Thursday, Friday, Saturday is because we understand Times Square and that it's like very rowdy. We actually really want our space to be a counterpoint to that kind of vibe where people can come have a cup of tea with their friends, have like a little tipple of like rare rice wine and conversate throughout the evening. We've only been open for 2 months. There's already been a TV producer who like finished a TV pitch in our space, wrote a review about it, and like came to us and thanked us for creating such a serene atmosphere. And again, our whole concept is inspired by the Song Dynasty, which was a very culturally rich period of time in China, and they actually were famous because they had a late night, almost 24-hour lifestyle. So their night markets were open till 8 a.m. and there's the morning market open at 5 a.m. So we our whole concept is basically an homage to that period of time, and feel like conceptually it makes sense to provide the space at the time.
Actually, is there anyone, is that, do you have anyone from the public here to speak to this item? I don't think there's anyone here in person. Anyone on Zoom that wanted to speak to this item? Okay, committee, questions, comments?
DJs, what's the latest thing to go to?
Well, we're requesting, well, you guys can put a stopper on when the DJ needs to leave, but we're requesting the beer and wine till 2 a.m. for Thursday nights.
You practically speaking with DJs, what time of day stuff?
Probably midnight max. Yeah, we're on that. Yeah. We probably don't even want to pay for a DJ until that.
I mean, I think the whole thing is, what is, this question we have sort of, what's the sort of, I mean,
We have 650 square feet, 200 or so of that is actually back.
that's a house, so you really, I mean, it's a tiny space.
Don't underestimate.
It's background level music.
Correct, and it will be, even,
We only have 2 small Sonos speakers in.
and the DJ will be playing through the existing sound system,
You just connect them.
so they're not breaking their own little big setups.
Yeah.
I mean, generally, I don't have a problem, I think we just need to be clear when, if we describe it and say DJs would be.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
look, again, like the other, like, there's nobody from the SLA that's gonna come down and be like, oh, are you only playing ukulele flavor
Yeah.
music tonight, you know, or is it like hip hop or whatever? But just by the sheer size of their space, I doubt it's gonna turn into anything else.
I don't.
So I mean, I'm fine for this.
Let's move along.
Yeah, okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put stipulations up on the screen. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay, so it's I, Evan, is it Dwayne? Yeah, Dwayne. As qualified representative of Soft Hours NYC 001 LLC, located at 119 Hester Street. My license will be it's actually beer wine, yeah, it's not full. Beer wine cider. My license category will be application, temporary retail permit, operate as full service restaurant. Specifically, I think you would put cafe, is it, do you want tea, is it a tea house, specifically tea house?
Yeah.
With less than a full service kitchen, the serving food during hours of operation. Hours of operation are 11 a.m. to 12 a.m. Sunday to Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. Thursday through Saturday. Do not use outdoor space for commercial use. We'll have a closed fixed facade. We'll not have, okay, so this we need to change. Number 8, we do need to put. No, so that'll stay the closed fixed facade, but the next one down for the DJs. Yeah.
Well, DJs, like DJs.
One request for the hours during the weekdays, because our weekdays business sometimes a little slow. Could we say 12 p.m. to 12 a.m.?
Yeah, so based on what you heard, it's explained earlier,
exactly.
so we'll put 12 p.m. You want 12 on alternate.
Yeah, we'll just. Please.
And again, you can open it,
Yeah,
opening early, it's opening no later than 12, so.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so then everything else, so it'll be a closed fixed facade, but then. So you will have DJs, but no live music, no third party promoted events, and be a charge for scheduled performances. And then we'll say DJs will be at background level through existing sound system. I think that's enough, is that sufficient, everyone, think that's?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And then ambient or recorded background music only, yes. Technically DJs are still recorded, so that's fine. Not apply for non-operational coming to CB3, will not seek a change in class coming to CB3, will not spend public office party buses. No unlimited drink specials, will not have a happy hour, will not have wait lines, will have a staff person responsible for no loitering noise or crowds. Post stipulations, the rest may contact the owner manager if number below. And then Wang at 321-217-8198. Yeah. Okay. We're gonna move to a vote. John Powell,
Yes.
Stephen Mallon.
Yes.
Megan Joy.
Yes.
Lynn Smeltzer, yes. Michael Lavario.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Okay, thank you. So the office will send you out the stipulations with instructions and signing and getting them back.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay, we're gonna now go back to number 8, which was the Amaya Pascal. At 34.
Sorry about
No problem. No problem.
That's right.
I know.
Water was long.
Yeah, something they go longer than any of us will like. There we go, okay. So this is IAMSC 74. Doing business as an IMSCal associate with seeking a full on-premises liquor license in the premises located at 74 Orchard Street between Grand and Broome Street. An application for establishment of 48 people, 16 tables, 40 seats, 1 stand-up bar with 5 seats, kitchen serving food during all operation. DJs not more than 6 times per week. Live jazz not more than 4 times per week, no TVs.
DJ 6. Did I write it wrong?
It says 6 times per week.
Oh, sorry. Oh, did you want TJs 6 times a week or 6 times a month?
If you want, I think it's right for 6 months, but if you want to sit down where I donated. But it's a buying, this music, it has to be not electronic, so. I think about it, but 6 a month.
So we'll say right now, we'll say, we can get back to it later, we'll say 6 times per month, live jazz no more than 4 times per week. Is that correct? We can get back to you.
Yes.
There are 24 full on-premises licenses within 500 feet. The applicant currently manages Mary Lou, which is located at 41 St. Mark's Place. Since 2020, there were 165 31 complaints where police action was necessary at this location. So far, we've received no support or opposition at the moment. 27 residents who live within 2 blocks signed a petition in favor. They are proposing to operate a restaurant bar with mezcal inspired food and drinks being served during all its operation. Hours of operation will be open no later than 12, closing by 4 AM all days. Will not use outdoor space for commercial use. Will close any front and rear facade doors when it's 10 PM or when any kind of amplified sound is playing. Will play live music, DJs, stream music, all background level. Will not apply for an alteration to its method without coming before CB3. Will not host club cross party buses. Will not have unlimited drink specials, including booze and brunches. Will not have happy hours. Designated employee to ensure no loitering, noise, or crowds. Did we check off will not have lines? Did you check off you will not have lines? Is that?
Don't get that first.
You have lines
Will you have wait lines?
outside, come in.
Okay. So will not have wait lines and will designate an employee for ensuring no loitering, noise, or crowds. Will post a stipulation, will provide a number for residents to call with complaints. Okay, so we're gonna hand it back over to you to go ahead and correct anything that I may have misspoke or anything you would like to add or describe about your post. And just please speak into, please use one microphone, I can hear you.
Thank you. So, I'm Jean-Baptiste Payne, I'm French, New York, 12 years, passionate about mezcal culture. I jam with the Oaxacan modern kitchen with the mix of zero mezcal. And I like this opportunity to make a little restaurant in the late night food. Mix of zero on the agave is my passion. I asked for, I don't know, you say 6 nights a week for DJs, I think it was 6 nights a month.
I think we corrected that, yeah.
And then,
And then like, it's like once I won't start with once a week and I see them, because it's cultural stuff, you know, the cumbia, like music with the one, and it's from Mexico, and I would like to mix it, especially on Tuesday night, that helps drive the traffic. Being cultural. I think that's the way to make it a little bit more appealing side of food things. And then having some traffic during the slow days of the week, because I know these blocks pretty busy the week. It's just sustained business, later on, make everyone happy.
Yeah, this block is not. This block is definitely not lacking for business and traffic. Okay, anything else you wanted to add or? Okay. Is there anyone here from the public to speak to this item in person? Did you fill out a?
I signed the sheet. I'm done the west.
You signed a sign sheet. Did you fill out a speaker form?
Give them one.
Okay.
Know about.
Okay, so whenever you can go ahead and speak, then whenever you guys fill this out, so we have it in the record.
I'll do that.
Yeah, you can do it.
I'm the sheriff's referral, LJB for many years. Actually, for those that don't know me, I've been a president of the Southern Eastern Council for about 30 years. And very familiar with most of the bars within the confines of the Southern Eastern. Campaign Cal, I looked at many times with my wife before I even knew JB. I met him, actually, I first I met
Sorry,
him,
but I think your,
It's,
I think your microphone's dying. I think we'll get it, switch it out.
Sorry, Don.
Saw the light flash.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. It's fabulous.
Yeah.
First time I met JB was at council. I found out that the manager, I said, no, I say, he's there all the time, I never seen you there. Right? And so made an appointment, I was there, I've seen him there many times thereafter. That restaurant is a Mexican restaurant, which is really exceptional. Again, as I said, I know most of the part, I very rarely come here, as I'm sure you know. This could be my third or fourth time. I learned a lot being here, my different board that you have now from the past. Which I very much like, but anyway, that being said, on this year's referral to JP, I know he's sincere, he gives back to the community. And he's very community minded as well. Hope you can make that okay there, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, just, still inform that, so we have it on record. Okay, anyone else? Is there anyone on Zoom to speak to this item? No. Okay. We're gonna, Michelle, we promoted you.
Okay, hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Goody. It's been a long night, I feel for you guys. I just have, as I was reading the questionnaire here, I see that every day of the week, they want to be open till 4 AM. Why? I think that's really too late. And I think 2 AM on weekends would be better and earlier during the week. Because right now it's a cacophony of stuff out there. I mean, it's just nuts. So the Bowery Block Association and Bowery Alliance of Neighbors objects to the time here. And I don't know if there is live music, is there soundproofing, you know? And is this not, has this been signed, I can't see, against bar crawls, pub crawls?
They did, yes, they did say they would have no unlimited specials, no party buses or pub crawls.
And nobody lingering outside, no lines, because right now we have one on the corner of Delancey and the Bowery, the northeast corner, that has crowds out there every night. And I had asked you specifically if it was in their stipulations, which it usually is, that there should not be, and they're still there.
Yeah, they did specific.
Sometimes you can have stipulations, sometimes you can say stuff and people, and it still goes on the same. I mean, I've been doing this too long, Clint, you know? So that's what I see. So that's, I'm asking for at least earlier hours.
Okay, thank you, Michelle.
Yep.
Anyone else? Okay. So I will take just a second to respond to that. This location does have a 4 AM license all night. I know in general, we're trying to not increase the impact, but in this case, there is a 4 AM license. I don't want to say it's a guarantee, but I feel like at least if there's a 4A license there, if we're giving another 4A license, it's not increasing the impact. What I'm trying to do is not add more licenses and add extending hours at other locations, so that's my thought, and I think anyone else can have a different opinion, but that's. So in this case, it is one of an existing 4A license, and this one is one that I probably would not have an issue with those hours, unfortunately. Oh, go ahead, Nikki.
Are you now ready for them?
Yeah.
Can you speak to the 311 complaints? The
Yeah, so
no, not Mary Lou's, that this,
they're going through our one.
yeah, on this current location, there was a lot of 311 complaints.
So for one hand, is on the previous bar, it's the noise from the next door business for lamps. They have this cultural urban.
Oh, you're not.
People can take and I really met them and I know how to navigate them, so I'm gonna try to make this go over next week.
Okay.
I was there when they opened, because during the pandemic, during when Cuomo get a remember when Cuomo had the ice on the this block, and then yeah, they didn't really buy the book, they don't respect it, and they slowly get to understand how the problem, but they are. I like what they do, and I wanna focus sidewalk and I know it's
Is
less.
that speaking into a mic?
Oh,
Oh,
no,
Sorry, man.
Yeah, that's why I don't have my,
you want me to
yeah.
rephrase it? You were saying that, the existing business is right next door to Lambs, which is a lifestyle brand, and just as my role as, you know, being involved in the bid and being the chair of the dairy side bid right now, I know that we had massive problems with Lambs.
I mean, they're not right next to it, they're like 4 storefronts down, 2 storefronts.
It's the same address though.
Lambs is 78,
No, they're
No.
share the same building, I thought.
It's in the same building.
Yeah,
that's what I was just.
I just looked that up.
I mean, they had like,
They host that.
they had photos like, they had like music videos being shot outside of there, and like DJs, like lawn parties, and.
No, I know that,
Because to me, the 311 complaints were very concerning, but that makes total sense now.
I think that, that's certainly what happened in Clary, that every neighbors, people call you and that is car, is so they have some reasons like it's music, so when someone comes to limited read or buying and break, everyone will come together, and also it creates a pressure that it's mostly in working. It's mostly, I would say they close at 8 p.m. but they don't make great music maybe during the day, but it's a lot of control.
Yeah, but the crowds hang out well past that. I mean, that's the issue with them, but that's different.
so can you speak to, you owned and operated Mary Lou's, right?
Yeah.
Can you speak to some of the problems that you experienced there, or that were caused by Mary Lou's there? And I only know this because last month we had the replacement for Mary Lou's, and residents came to speak, and there was not anyone that had any nice things to say about Mary Lou's and about the many problems and noise, and there were some other things that were said about things that happened there, but yeah.
I never, be really honest with you. I never heard this, and my number was always on the board on the outside. If you have any problem, please contact me. I'm very all the blocks under the resident supporting him. You can ask Anthony Ada and Puerto Rico Cafe, we're all working together to support it. So I don't know. I know I had people that they don't like it for sure, but I had already every night I had crowd control, to security on the sidewalk. Always we work everything to make sure that the residents of the building.
But I think Mary Lou's was supposed to be an actual legitimate restaurant. So crowd control, security, and all that was part of what they were complaining about.
Mary was on a French bistro that had a 4 a.m. Nicholas, and turning to it, the speakeasy was an homage to my grandfather, who was a songwriter, 60s, 70s. So I was playing French music live.
I don't know if you know, Dr. Zivago. My girlfriend, there's no music for that movie, or that, that's so like that new world, all these things, but that's why Mario was the French name, audience with the piano, right? So it was very cultural for me. And that everything in Mario was my girlfriend thinking, well, this is like this, my family open. So, so right from that, sometime turned into a festive, and obviously on Friday and Saturday, it was pretty quiet.
But I think that was what their complaints were, was that when it turned into a festive place, it was quite festive.
I know, but it was, I can't buy that, but I'm not repeating that. Because it is way smaller narrow place, there is no dance floor, there is no speaker, that you say I'm not playing to amplify sound and everything, so it's completely different for me, and I want this to be a place for my community together, for drinks, food, all around this Mescal community. You know, Mario I wanted to reopen Mescal bar instead of Mario at that location, but I couldn't do it because the guy was flying us by the corner on a Mescal bar the same day, so I had the same month, so I had to change my concept to Mario. But initially I wanted to do a Mescal bar there, and I crossed Mario, and for my concept, I'm going back to my initial concept, which is my local Mescal 100% and the culinary experience on wine. So I'm not planning at with all my 45, I need to be really controlled.
Are you buying the corporation from the current operator? Are you buying the corporation from the current operator? Is this an asset sale?
Yes.
Las was not the best business there either, to be honest, but. The prior business, Las that was there.
I don't buy the operation, the house.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not taking a liability.
You're not taking the liability of the corporate. Okay.
This is, you can.
Yeah, that's more rare.
Unfortunately, my mom today, she is a medical surgery emergency, so she cannot do the case by myself, but she can review that.
But yeah, just saying, the
No,
location
like,
in 70 Orchard was not always the best, separate from what happened next door. They had their own problems as well. Can you just talk a little bit more about, I know we just touched on, we're going to do the summary, but, you know, DJs and live music, et cetera, what are you proposing for that, and what are your thoughts on, like?
I want it to be surrounding music playlist. And once in a week, I would like to have like a jazz, mixed Latin jazz. Like it's from 7 to 10, it's not past that. And DJs one night a week, we ask for 6 nights a month. And I'm fine with that. I'm not asking for more. Again, I don't need a DJ night because this is not the purpose. I want to play people can dance. It's a very creative experience around food, drinks, and creative plays. Music is my DNA. I was a business for the community for big parties because that's simple. This is not side.
But so for the DJs though, it's a DJ you're bringing in with a full setup and entertainment levels.
There's no room for that. You know, I don't know if you know last night, but very narrow is like maximum. The CFO is like 46, so you cannot. And there is no room. There's no point to put an amplified DJ setup in that room. First, it's not going to be sustainable for the bathroom in the place is not meant to receive this equipment. No, I do consultation person. This is not using that. This is a listening bar, if you want to say. You know, the new trend of listening bar was like very creative sound system. The problem is even last night the sound system they have is terrible. They're playing the sound, they're pushing. If you don't know how to soundscape the space, this is all the problem we heard from the first case. I didn't want to say it's one villain, but I have all solution for him. But anyway, yeah, it's very important for me that you
I invest in the sound system first, to be respectful to the environment, but also for my background. But if I go to a place and the speaker is not good, I don't want to stay. And my experience for the food and drink is not good. You know, you can have the best chef and best mixologist. If you have terrible sound, you don't want to stay, and your food tastes different. So from the moment you create all the, for me, the hospitality, what I do is there are many of the five senses. You eat, you drink, you hear, you touch, everything has to be optimal to get the best experience. So DJ setup, to go back to your question, would be, I like the vinyl, vintage, but that would be the maximum. And if you have a DJ, would be the small compact XDJ, or call it DJ, just to put it a plug and play. As the stipulation says, the 6-9 months, sorry.
Have you reached out to any of your upstairs neighbors, or how many apartments are above you?
There's only one, so sometimes to leave it. I'm gonna be my own
Okay,
That's 3-1.
Prevent some problems there. That's.
I was also my tenant.
Okay,
I have a question, you do not, did we address this already, you do not have, I will not have wait lines.
he said he wouldn't have.
Got it. The wait line scenario.
No,
Got it.
I already, and
Yeah.
I think when I was contained in the archive, but even when I had a team before, on this area, I always go to the, I have issue to the precinct to say, hey, how come we have me to organize it better?
Well, it's actually not for the precinct to organize your crowds and your lines. That's part of the problem we're having down there, is the precinct can't handle the noise. The precinct can't handle the crowds down there. They've come to us and said, we throw up our hands, we can't deal with this. So.
What I mean is that I'm always preventing. And I don't want to mess it up. I don't work with promoters, I come from macro, I have 12 years of experience on network, and people that come, they have skill in the summer, they're at 25 to 55, and closer to 30. And you know, I'm not it's a very difficult. And I have a security that's not just for the ID, also creating the crowd. Not everyone, it's important for me that it's open to neighbors, local community, but I also create, I want to buy it, I was on, you know, if you go in, the crowd will see, okay, it's a place I want to come out.
Okay,
This is the sale of assets, the previous place had DJs saying it's 4 AM, there's not much. Say that, I think.
and just to clarify, for the jazz music you're proposing, is that amplified, non-amplified, acoustic?
Acoustic.
It's acoustic jazz music. I mean, I know it's not a big thing. We've had people will do a lot of things, so that's why we have to be clear on this.
The jazz music is nice if you can, if the depends what formation you have in the band, the space doesn't come hold more than 3 cannot be ported. So if you have a trio, you might have a guitar or bass, and might have a mini amp with them just to really be lower. But and the best thing you can do is also to connect them with the board to the speakers, just to lower that they don't have to push the amp when we multi-leaf in the room, to lower the repercussion of the sound that doesn't go out. And if your speakers are well organized and not going toward the street, coming to the room, it stays in.
And you know, we're going for the same stipulation on you earlier, that the sound cannot be audible in any nearby apartments. Not just yours above, but any other neighbors, the sound cannot be audible in any nearby apartments.
In my project, I have not here studio, but they calling students in the street. As a producer, some engineer, he came to see them, but he gave me all that, I could improve some proofing that would be in place.
Well, either way, the stipulation will be the sound is to be inaudible in nearby apartments.
Very.
No, there's other,
Yes.
these buildings are also roles and there are.
Yes, I can say that.
And not just above.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I think anyone have any other questions or concerns on this one?
No, I have concern, but there's not that much leeway here.
Yeah. Okay, So we're gonna go ahead and put the stipulations up and go through what the resolution is gonna be based on. Okay, so it's I, Jean-Baptiste Payne.
It's very introduction.
Uh,
Here's the difference.
Yes, as the qualified representative AMSC 74 LLC located 74 Orchard Street. My license will be a full liquor license. It's actually not a, it's not a corporate change, it's a.
Really.
Yeah.
Sorry, man, good guy, man.
It's a, it's so technically a new application for type of regional permit. We'll operate a Mescal inspired bar tavern. The kitchen open serving food. Do you have a full kitchen? You have a full kitchen though? Okay, so the full kitchen serve food during hours of operation. Hours of operation are 12 p.m. to 4 a.m. all days. Will not use outdoor space for commercial use. You're not gonna have any outdoor space in front at all for the open street. You're not putting anything out. Okay. Will employ dormant security, one guard every night from 9 p.m. to close. Will install soundproofing to ensure sound is not audible in neighboring apartments. Close any front or facade doors and windows at 10 p.m. or any night or when amplified sound is including so when any of your jazz music is playing, when any of your DJs, everything has to be shut. No doors and windows open, nothing. I will not have, so you will have DJs, you will have live music, no third-party promoted events, no events with cover fees, no sketch performances, no dancing, no more than 6 DJs per month, no more than 2 private parties per month. Live jazz music 1 night per week, ending at 11 p.m. All music at background level only. We're not collecting altering from for CB3. We're not switching. We're not presenting public party buses. We'll not have unlimited drink special. We'll not have a happy hour. We'll not have wait lines outside. We'll have a staff person responsible for ensuring no loading loads the crowds. We'll post a stipulation where else may contact the owner number below. John Better People Payne at 917-302-6082.
I have a question. In your application, the questionnaire, you also mentioned like mixology classes and like certain social and cultural events. Do we need to include that in the stipulation as well? Or is that, I mean, this, you can just have it, but not have it here,
We're
right?
not required.
No, okay, cool.
No, I think we're fine.
Okay, cool.
I mean, it's within his hours. It's not. It's anything.
He's totally fine. Okay, cool.
Okay. Everything, you agree with all that? So you're fine. Okay. Okay, and we're gonna move to a vote. John Bowles.
Yes.
Stephen Ballinger.
Yes.
Megan Joy.
Yes.
Lynn Smeltzer, yes. Michael Barrio.
Yes.
Okay. So the office will be sending out to your lawyer these stipulations with instructions of getting them signed and returned.
Thank you so much.
And actually, because we don't have a full board meeting in August, so. So we heard the full board meeting in September, you probably have a little bit of extra time to get the stipulations back, I'm guessing, right?
They won't be sent out till Thursday.
Yeah, so the stipulation will be sent out in the next few days, and then you'll probably have a week or two to get them back to us.
No, a week.
Or, even though we don't have a full board or anything coming up.
Why should we drag it out for 2 weeks?
Okay.
They've done.
Anyways, the instructions will be in the email.
Takes 5 minutes to get an order.
Okay, so thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good night, Don.
Thank you.
Yes.
Are you sure you want them? There are a lot of special things.
They've got rough. Somebody else said
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we'll definitely. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, thank you. Thank you.
There be an opportunity for me to just make a couple more quick comments or questions?
I've already done moved on from that. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be harsh, but we're already moved on.
Is there, yes,
could at some point I get instruction before the next board meeting?
Right, 'cause it's gonna come up in September, right? Cause it's. Right,
I mean,
the full board.
oh, it'll be heard, yes, so the way that the committee approves it, it then has to go to the full board for a vote. Full board, we do not have a full board meeting in August, so the full board meeting is September 20, I think it's 29th.
Correct.
Right, but I did hear you say earlier this evening that the board usually takes the committee's recommendation, so is there an opportunity?
Yes.
For them for incidents?
You can,
You know, there's a bus stop right there on that little side, there's a tiny little congested side street. The trash collection.
That's your website.
There's like a place that.
Go on your website.
Okay.
there's instructions.
Okay.
you can speak at the beginning of the meeting, if any information about anything.
2 minutes.
And there's been a couple times where the full board did reverse start.
It's not uncommon for full board to reverse policy.
Is it too late for a petition of the neighbors? I know
No.
that.
No, you should bring your neighbors.
You can still do that, you can submit that.
You can only have 4 people speak per side.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
All that's, again, all that's on our website.
Oh, I can help.
Yes, and just, you know, if there are, hopefully there aren't, but when there are problems, you have, please let Susan at the community board office know. When they open and if there are problems, without complaints, then it means nothing to us. You can't come to a meeting and say, when they're up for renewal and say, oh, we've been having all these problems. If you don't complain, we don't know about it.
Right.
So we can't do anything about it. The complaints are best when they're addressed in real time, as opposed to when something comes up for an approval at a meeting.
Thank you, I want to be respectful of the process,
Yeah,
thanks.
so thank you.
Of course. Thank you, President.
Okay, so we're moving on to page number 10. Number 11, Millie NYC at 123 Ludlow Street.
Michael Kelly is the attorney.
Applicant here, please raise your new hand.
Good evening. Alexis White, how are you?
Is your applicant here or your?
Yes, Alexis White. Should be on.
You don't see a name under Alexis White. I'm not sure if she's on under another name, maybe.
Let me check with her.
That's number 11.
Should be.
Hi, Alexis. Are you on the community board hearing? Oh, so redo it. You should be watching the. Yes, I see where you are. Yeah, so just register again. Okay. Hey.
Okay.
Yeah, she's on Manhattan Community Board 3 screen. That's from the beginning. That's okay. All right, she's coming on now.
Okay, we'll get her promoted.
Ah, I see.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna give a quick summary and then we'll hand it over to you. So this is Millie NYC LLC doing business as Millie is seeking a full premises license in the premises located at 123 Ludlow Street between Delancey and Rivington. It's an application for an establishment of up to 74 people, 12 tables, 30 seats, including seats that stand up on, full kitchen, serving food during all operation, no TV, small speakers playing background music, background volume level music. There are 42 on premises licenses within 500 feet. This is currently an unlicensed location. The previous tenant, a Thai restaurant named Copper Throat, held a beer and wine license that expired in February 2025. The applicant has served as general manager at 2 downtown Manhattan locations over the past 5 years. Since 2020, there have been 10 311 complaints where police action was necessary. 60 residents who live within 2 blocks of the location signed a petition in favor of the application. They are proposing to operate as an American restaurant with full kitchen, food prep area for food during off operation. Hours of operation will be opening no later than 5 p.m., closing by 11 p.m. all days. Will not use after space for commercial use. Will close any front rear facade doors and windows at 10 p.m. or any time amplified sound is playing. Will play on the recorded background music only. Will not have live DJs promoted events, scheduled performances. Will not apply for an alteration without coming to CB3. no pub crawls or party buses, no unlimited drink specials, happy hours ending by 8, no wait lines, employee to ensure there are no loitering or use for crowds, the post stipulations, and provide a number for residents with any complaints. Okay, anything you would like to add? Correct?
Okay, yeah. Sorry. I'm sorry. As to the signatures, 11 of them were from our building. The owners will be on-site operators. They'll be hiring staff with experience serving alcohol. The only thing we may come back to ask for in the future is a midnight closing, but we would stipulate that we'd never come back to ask for later hours than that. If things go well and customers start asking, we may open for lunch in the future. And also, if things go well and the need arises, we would open on Monday and Tuesday, which we would be currently closed on now. The reason we don't have that on there is because we're not planning on opening on Monday and Tuesday. There is existing soundproofing, but we will be adding acoustic ceiling tiles just to bump it up a little bit. If there are any questions, we'll be happy to answer.
Okay, thank you, Michael. Is there anyone here, you're all 6th Street, right? Is there anyone here on Zoom to speak to this item? Okay, I can't believe I'm gonna utter these words. But if you're gonna come back at some point and ask for midnight closing, I don't think any of us here on the committee are going to have a problem with midnight closing from 11 to save you the time and effort and save us the time and effort. As you know, as you see, we have lots of items to address. So if approving you for midnight now, and correct me anyone if I'm wrong, I don't think midnight is a very reasonable closing time. So I think it's probably easier to give you midnight now, and if you don't have the business and you close at 11, that doesn't mean you have to stay open till midnight. You can close at 10, 11, whatever time you choose, but the latest you can be open is midnight.
Okay.
Again, you're probably never ever gonna hear me suggest to an applicant that we extend your hours. However, from 11 to midnight, I think is a very reasonable request, and I don't think anyone else has an issue with that.
There's no impact.
Yeah, and that's not, as you heard earlier, that's, to me, that's not increasing the impact, it's. And I think, I don't remember, I meant to look up, when I looked at this earlier, I think the Thai restaurant was maybe open later anyways, weren't they?
Yes. We would take them at night now.
Okay, so,
Only thing I would oppose, given the number of full liquor licenses, I would oppose a full liquor license.
I think, yes, I do understand your point, but I think my thought on this, and we've talked a lot about this recently, when it is a full service legit restaurant. Honestly, I don't think there's a big difference between, I don't feel there's a big difference between serving cocktails or serving beer and wine. When it is a legit full restaurant, which I think that is what you're intending to be. So that, I mean, that's my take, I don't feel free, yeah, I'm not trying to just argue with you, but that's. My take on it is.
We don't get complaints from real restaurants that close it.
Yeah, and for a while, we were considering doing a administrative approval. for-
Right, yeah, we did do
Yeah,
that, right?
and we did.
Yes.
Yes,
So how come this is?
That's what I was just thinking.
Because
Great.
It wasn't previously.
it's not previously licensed with a full license, if it was only beer and wine, so that's why they charge you. Administrative for full OP is only if it was a previous full OP, so. But otherwise, I think it's pretty low impact, does anyone have any questions or concerns or comments? Was there anyone, I already asked,
I already answered.
okay. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put the stipulations up. And read through this. So it is I, Alexis White, as qualified representative of Millie NYC LLC, located at 123 Ludlow Street. Will be a full liquor license. This will be a new application temporary retail permit, will operate as a full service restaurant, specifically an American restaurant. With kitchen open and serving food during all its operation, the hours of operation will be 5 PM to 12 AM all days. Will not use outdoor space for commercial use. We will install soundproofing. We're gonna say the same thing we've said to all the other applicants to ensure noise is not audible in neighboring apartments. We'll close any front or facade or windows at 10 PM or any time amplified sounds playing. We'll not have DJs, live music, third-party promoted events. Any note to cover fee is charged for scheduled performances. We'll play on the background groups only. Will not apply for an alteration of upcoming CB3. Will not participate in pop culture party buses. We'll have we'll not have unlimited drink specials, including with brunches. We'll have a happy hour that ends by 8 p.m. We'll not have wait lines. We'll have a staff person responsible for no loitering noise of crowd. We post a stipulation, resident may contact the owner at the number below, Alexis White, 415-517-1958.
The only thing is we're gonna be closed Monday and Tuesday, so we'll be open from Wednesday to Sunday.
Should we keep that in there?
December,
We don't have to put that in there.
yeah, right, that's what. Should we put it the code? No, it's fine.
No, we don't necessarily do.
We don't need to. Cause they're reducing.
What if they decide they wanna open on Tuesday?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think you did mention earlier that you said maybe at some point in the future would open.
Yeah, that's very possible in the future.
Yeah.
I think I have no issue just leaving that in, and then that, again, you don't have to come back to us if you're gonna go on Monday and Tuesday, so.
Okay, but we just don't wanna be, not be following the stipulation.
Now, I guess the only thing, that's not a problem for us, but,
That's all right.
and Michael, maybe you know this more than, is that an issue with the SLA?
No, I've never run into that. Only when somebody says they're not open and then they.
That's what I thought the same thing with the SLA, if they're saying they're not open, they can't open. But if
Right.
they're open, they can close, that's not, okay, just wanted to make sure that from that side it wasn't an issue, but we have no issue with that, so. Well, let's just, I think it's probably better to leave that gives them the flexibility if they do want to open on those 2 days.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Anything else, otherwise we're gonna move to a vote? Okay, John Fowl,
Yes.
Stephen Valentine.
Yes.
Megan Joy.
Yes.
Lance Meltzer, yes, Mike LeBar.
Yes.
Okay. Your application was approved, the office will send you out the stipulation form for the instructions on return.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay. Or that.
Alright, well, let's think about it, think about it. Let's see, right?
Well, now we're to the game.
Okay.
Okay, number 12 is Circolo at 127 East 7th Street. Please raise your Zoom hand if you are here for 127 East 7th Street. Okay, are you the applicants?
Hi, everybody.
Okay.
I'm the
And
attorney.
Abigail's attorney, okay. Okay, so I'm gonna give a quick summary and we'll hand it over to you. This is I Cocktail Artist Society LLC. Doing business as Circolo, is seeking a full on-premises license in the premises located at 127 East 7th Street between Avenue A and First Avenue. An application for establishment of up to 74 people, 9 tables, 34 seats, 9-foot bar with 10 seats, full kitchen serving food during off operation. Actually, I think you had limited hours, we'll get to that later, we can discuss that in a minute, but, one projector, recorded music at background level, there are 68 full on-premises licenses within 500 feet. Is that correct, Stephen?
Yes,
Is it?
it is. I did that. I double checked.
That, I mean, it's, for that area,
It's right.
it seems like a lot, even for that area. Okay, we'll go with it. 68 full on-premises licenses within 500 feet. This location previously has a wine and beer license. The applicants, in a minute, we'll let them give us a little bit more explanation about their previous experience. There have been 24 commercial phone complaints at this location with police action since 2018. 72 residents who live within 2 blocks of the location signed a petition in favor. They are proposing to operate as a bar tavern with full kitchen, open until, this was where they're saying, 10 p.m. until on weekdays, 11 p.m. on weekends. Hours of operation will be opening no later than 4 p.m. closing by 12 a.m. Monday through Thursday, 4 p.m. opening and closing by 2 a.m. on Friday and Saturday. Will not use outdoor space for commercial use. Close any front door facades and windows at 10 p.m. or anytime amplified sound is playing. It will play on background recorded music only. Will not have live music, DJs, scheduled performances, promoted events, any event which cover fee is charged. Will not apply for an alteration of the coming CB3. Will not just pub party buses. no unlimited drink specials. You didn't check off happy hours, so are you proposing a happy hour? Are you planning on a happy hour?
No, happy hour, no drink specials.
Okay, so we'll not have happy hours. We'll ensure there are no wait lines outside, designated an employee for ensuring no loitering noise or crowd. We'll post a stipulation and provide a telephone number for residents. Call with any complaints. Okay, so I'm gonna hand it over to you if you want to just correct anything that I said. Add anything, give us a summary of what you're proposing.
Yes. We are proposing this bar tavern, the name Circolo. It's kind of what our to an extent state our mission. The definition of Circle is an assembly or society of people that share interests, ideas, common sentiments, or the place where they gather. We want to create an establishment that can embody those ideas. So we are envisioning an establishment that acts more of as a third space when friends, when people can gather and have a good time. We do not want to promote any sort of aggressive drink consumerism, and we are planning to bring through this concept of common ideas and sentiments and incarnate that in our drink menu, where we're gonna take ideas of and food menus, where we're gonna take work of art, may that be music, buildings, plays, books, and getting inspired and explore them through our food and beverage offerings.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone here from the public to speak to this item on Zoom? Please raise your Zoom hand. Okay, we have Laura Sewell. Hi, Laura, go ahead.
Hello, thank you. So my main question is the box that says they're within 200 feet of a church is checked. So I just wanted to flag that. I know that there are churches on the map. I'm not going to, St. Stanislaus is at 101. I don't know, that might be over the line. We'd have to check on that.
St. Stan's is outside the 200 feet.
Right, and then there's City Light at 121. They've moved, that building is vacant. They were at Landmarks. They have a very thoughtful plan to renovate it as housing. So that just needs to be communicated to the SLA. I don't know what there is a church at 127. I don't know what it is. It's on the map. So that just needs to be explored.
But I can't point out, I mean, honestly, if it's at 127, then it's obviously a big building.
I hear you. I just am stating for the record that it's on their application, and this is not something that we can just let go, right? It needs to be examined by the SLA.
So here, we'll let her finish and then we'll give you a chance to respond.
Yeah. So we do need to communicate. I don't know how that works, that you communicate to the SLA that Cellulite has vacated the building, but it needs to happen, correct? I don't know about the other one. It's next door to a funeral home. To me, 68 full liquor licenses within 500 feet speaks for itself, and I just really don't think we need to add another one, and I'm going to leave it at that. I also feel that 2 a.m. is very late for that building. There are people living there. There are people living, next door, directly next door. So that, you know, if the committee would consider full liquor and the SLA will permit it because the appropriate determinations are made on the churches, then I would certainly want to push back on the hours. And that's all I have. Thank you.
So I want to speak to a few things that she mentioned. First, we have obviously looked into every single church that is within a 200-foot radius. Obviously, when we apply to the SLA, they recommend us using LAMP. And so when we go back and explain our use of LAMP and then we compare it to what we found on Google, none of those churches are active churches. And just like she had said, 2 of them are inactive, or Taurus 7th East is not an active church. City Light Church is no longer an active place of worship. St. Mary's is no longer a place of worship, and they're trying to, I believe it's that one that's trying to create now residences. So it was marked yes, because according to LAMP, which obviously has incorrect or does not have an updated system, but we have noted that the closest church that is still active is 278 feet away. Regarding the funeral home, we reached out to the funeral home and they did give us their blessing. And I want to also counter the 68 active licenses because those are active licenses, not on-premise liquor licenses. There are 34 on-premises liquor licenses that are only liquor, wine, beer, cider. The other ones, for example, are just on-premise wine licenses. And I do see the 68 as well, but that is including on-premise wine, probably believe off-premise beer, and on-premise liquor. And there's only 34 total on-premise liquor within the 500 feet. So nowhere close to 68.
When it goes down to that.
Oh,
No, you didn't get it wrong, it's just, she's just.
It's currently licensed.
it's beer and wine.
It's beer and wine.
And what we've seen, there's been a couple other places on 7th Street, now that City Lights has closed, because City Lights was a legitimate church. Since City Light has closed, several businesses in this block have came to us for an upgrade simply because they now can.
Is this, was this unlicensed and they're looking for beer wine
No.
or it's?
No, it's currently beer wine, they're looking for an upgrade. Well, they're not looking for an upgrade because they're not existing applicants, they're new applicants, so it's not an upgrade, it's a new license for a full liquor license and a license that was previously beer and wine.
Yeah.
So it's not an upgrade because they are not the existing applicant upgrading, it's a new license.
I have a couple questions.
Yes.
The applicant or the attorney, you know. This is, you know, you guys are clearly stating that this is a bar tavern. There might be an issue with this, or I might have an issue with this, given that this was only a wine license previously. And then the food requirements, or your stated kitchen hours are only open till 10 and 11 on the weekends. Where you guys are asking to do it on the liquor on weekends. I think maybe if you guys maybe can explain why the food is only gonna be served until 11 o'clock on the weekend when you're asking for 2 a.m.
I mean, to start, we do plan on maybe closing the kitchen early, but we are working also on like a late night menu as well, so we can, extend the food hours.
So that's something we generally. I don't say we don't allow that, but it's something we generally require of most applicants is that the kitchen is open and serving food during, our standard language is kitchen is open and serving food during hours of operation.
They're asking for bar tavern.
But they are asking for a bar tavern, not a full service restaurant.
Yeah,
So,
the thing is that.
But-
It's basically bar taverns. Or the history of location.
but the SLA still requires the minimum I'm losing my words tonight for language, but minimum requirements of food to be served with a full liquor license, so. Even with the bar tavern, you're still required to have the state minimum food service.
Warm pretzels.
Warm pretzels, sandwich.
My concern is this, it's the solution thing, right, it's, such. You know, I know we just, you know, I'm just advocating for the Allen Street, but Allen Street's like a massive, basically 6-lane road, the side streets in the East Village are quiet little residential side streets, and, I think that would change the impact of the neighborhood, that's my concern.
That was.
So- oh.
Sorry. Susan, I guess, go ahead, Susan.
I'm sorry, in the beginning, what was this before, a restaurant or?
It's currently licensed with a beer and wine, it's a restaurant wine bar.
It was an Italian.
And
It was
what,
Argentinian prior to this.
and what are the hours?
They close, so currently their hours, they close at 5 earlier in the week and midnight.
So my concerns are exactly what Megan said. I mean, this is a residential street. And this is in the middle of a block of a residential street. I mean, St. Mark's is already a disaster. And this is gonna be turning into that. Okay, I think you have to recognize, you know, it's a difference between a restaurant that closes early. And a bar tavern closes later on a residential street. And the fact that they aren't even planning to keep the kitchen open, it's to drink, and there's nothing wrong with drinking, we need it all. But it doesn't have to be on a residential side street.
At least they're honest.
Yep.
Yeah. No, and that's, I mean, I'm gonna tag on that, I was trying to say, saying it was, I think you heard earlier, we're talking about, you know, the full board has passed the resolution that, and what we're trying to look at as a committee is not to increase the impact. I know we're contradicting ourselves because of what we did earlier, but in this case, it is a residential side street, what Megan said, and I'll be honest, even though I'm hesitant about beer and wine, and normally I would say with a restaurant, full liquor, between full liquor and beer and wine doesn't necessarily increase the impact. This is not a full restaurant, this is a bar tavern. That being said, I'm less worried or concerned about full liquor at this location as I am the hours. Previously, the business that was here previously, even if, let's just say they were open to midnight every night, that's still extending those 2 hours on the weekend when we're already having late night problems in these immediate blocks. That's my biggest concern. I could probably go either way on full liquor, but I don't think I could approve anything later than midnight all nights at this location.
Yeah, I would agree with that, 12 AM, you cannot be a bar tavern, 2 AM, you definitely can be a bar tavern, I probably would not approve a bar tavern at this space, given the space it's history.
I'd be a straight up no on full liquor.
We are comfortable in closing at 12 every day and extending the kitchen hours to the full menu.
I support that.
I would also like to say though that maybe we could come back in a year if, you know, everything's going according to plan, there's no complaints, maybe extending to 1 AM on Fridays and Saturdays in a year or in 2 years, I guess, depending on
I mean,
how.
You have the right, you definitely have the right to come
Of
back.
course.
I would advise not coming back before a year because.
Yes, 100%.
If we are gonna consider an upgrade, and again, there's no guarantees we would approve an upgrade on this street. Or not upgrade, an extension of hours. But if we were to consider, we need to see at least a full year of operation, show how we're really operating and that's, but again, that's further down the road.
Yeah.
But I say it's not about being a good or just about being a good or bad operator. You could be a really good operator and still not be appropriate for people on a quiet residential side street are leaving at 1 or 2 AM. It's not what they're doing inside the bar because you're a good operator, it's when they're leaving the bar.
It's adding more people to the street later at night, which
Yeah.
even if, you know, you're a great business, and we have a lot of great businesses, but adding later hours just adds more people, and it's just a natural, everything increases. So, again, that's further down the road, but we don't have to really get into that now, just no guarantee though that it would be approved. Okay. Anyone else have any questions or concerns about this? Are we all in agreement, or at least generally kind of in agreement? We're okay with full liquor with closing at midnight every night.
Yes.
And kitchen open all hours.
And kitchen open all
Yeah,
hours.
kitchen.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put the stipulations up. Okay, so this is Giuseppe Santo Churros. I'm sorry if I'm all your names.
All good. Santo Chirico. All good.
Okay.
It's a hard one even in Italian.
As a qualified representative of Cocktail Artist Society LLC located at 127 East 7th Street. My license will be a full liquor license, the new application. You operate a bar tavern with, and it is a full kitchen, or is it less than a full service kitchen?
It is. I thought we marked it. It is
Okay. So it'll be a full kitchen open, serving food during hours of operation. We're gonna take out that, and then so your hours will be 4 PM to 12. So actually, it's just gonna be 4 PM to 12 AM all day, correct?
Correct.
And then you did hear us earlier that if you do want to open earlier, we encourage that. We do look for daytime foot traffic, but we understand. So 4 PM to 12 AM all days.
Also, it's gonna be a new application and temporary retail permit.
Okay, that's.
Yeah.
So you checked off both. I will not use outdoor space for commercial use, and you will close all outdoor dining under the open restaurants program. Are you proposing to have outdoor, or are you planning to have outdoor dining?
No, we're not.
Okay.
no.
and-
There is just a window that it's already there that opens up vertically, but that we are not planning to keep open anyway. But I think that's the reason why it's marked.
Okay,
They're opening what?
and that's fine. That's the second.
There's a window up in the facade, right?
That's another check. That's the next time we're down. We'll talk about closing. But I'm glad you checked that, because I will say the place that's there now actually has had they have, and I don't even know if they have a legitimate permit, but they definitely have had issues with overcrowding with their tables. Even though it's a very small frontage, there's been issues on the outdoor. Even if you look at Google Maps, it shows tables and it shows people sitting actually spilling into the street. So, anyways, you're not having outdoor space. That's great. You do say you will install soundproofing. And then you will close any front or facade doors and windows at 10 PM every night. You want to have DJs live in third-party promoted events, any event which cover fee is charged, no sketch performances, no dancing. You'll play on recorded background music only, will not apply for an alteration of upcoming CB3, will not seek a change of class to an on-premise, or yeah, they're already full on premises. Will not participate in public party buses, will not have unlimited drink specials, including boozy brunches, will not have a happy hour. You all will not have wait lines, you'll have a staff person responsible for ensuring no loitering noise for crowds. We'll post stipulations, residents may contact the owner manager number below, Giuseppe Santo Chirosio at 718-785-7294. Okay,
Yes.
move to a vote, John Fab,
No.
Stephen Ballinger,
Yes.
Maggie Roy. Yes. Snelson, yes, Michael Lavario.
Yes.
Okay, so the office will be sending you out stipulations with instructions of getting them back to the office. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Okay, and we are gonna actually skip one, and I should have done this, I apologize. Usually if I have people here in the room, I will move things up. I know there's only 2 left, but I will take you guys next to get you out to until. So we're gonna take number 16 next, which is Tompkins Social Club at 503 East 6th Street. The applicants are online, please raise your Zoom hands. I know Max is, I don't know if Max is here, Max was the attorney, I don't know, is your attorney?
Good evening. I'm here for Pazetsky and
Oh,
Bookman.
yeah, sorry, you're Ellen is here.
Yes. Hi, Clint. How's it going?
Good. Okay. So I'm gonna give a quick summary and then I'll hand it over to you. Document open, okay. So this is, Time Job LLC, doing business as, what? Tompkins Social Club at 503 East Sixth Street.
It's the message we're getting.
503 East Sixth Street, located between Avenue A and Avenue B. It's an application for an establishment with a C of O of 74 people. 4 tables, 36 seats, 1 20-foot bar with 14 seats, a full kitchen serving modern American cuisine, food served during all hours of operation. We have recorded background music only, no televisions. This location was previously licensed with full license to down now, with full liquor license closing at 2 AM all nights. The applicant has operated Figaro at 184 Bleecker Street since 2022. There are 25 full on-premise licenses within 500 feet. The applicant does have 8 years' experience as a licensed operator in Brooklyn, running similar food-oriented concepts. There were 431 complaints at this location since 2018. 60 residents who live within 2 blocks of the location signed a petition in favor. And they're proposing to operate as full-service restaurant serving their modern American food. Hours of operation opening no later than 3:30, closing at 2 AM all nights. Will not use outdoor space for commercial use. Will close any front or side doors and windows at 10 PM or anytime amplified sound is playing. We'll play ambient background for music only. Will not have live music, DJs, promoted events, scheduled performances, any other photography is charged. Will not apply for alteration without coming to CB3. Will not host public calls or party buses. No unlimited drink specials. Will not have happy hours. No wait lines, and will designate an employee for ensuring the avoiding noise or crowds. Will post the stipulation. Will provide a telephone number for residents with any complaints. Okay, so we're gonna hand it over to you for anything correct, change, or add to anything that I just summarized.
No, Clint, you did a pretty comprehensive overview. The only things I wanted to add is that there is soundproofing already installed that was done by the sound engineer of the prior operator. And there is a TV, a small TV, but that's not connected to sound. It would just be for like background. And there is a small projector, again, for infrequent use, but not connected to sound.
Okay, I'll add that in here. Okay, so that's everything I have. I know we have some people here in person to speak to this item, so we're gonna go ahead and move to them. Just please speak to the microphone when you do speak. First we have Jill Rosenblum.
Hello, I live directly on.
You want to just move the speaker, the microphone a little bit closer, just so that they can hear you online.
I live directly above the proposed bar. I am completely against the full liquor license. I have a dog when I go out my street. Anytime between the hours of 10 and 2 AM. The street itself is already wall to wall congested with clientele from the other bars, Cummings, Club Cumming, No Lawn, Pineapple Club, Buenos Aires, and then on the corner of 6th and A, the corner bistro. And so it is an extraordinarily congested area. The noise, these are tenement buildings. Noise travels even with adequate soundproofing travels through the building. It also can, if it gets to a certain volume, increase vibrations. But there's a sidewalk cafe, my bed would vibrate. It was so loud. I'm concerned why, if it's a bar tavern, does it have to be open till 2 AM all night? I think that is, I think that this is just a cover story, that this is a bar. And that they will have, despite the fact they present a very interesting American menu, that's just for show. They also in the floor plan indicated that they have a stage. If they don't have any intention to have live music or any kind of performance, why would there be a necessity for a stage? So in term, mainly in terms of just the congestion and the presence of so many young people drinking on my street, I have to ask people out of my way to walk my dog almost every night. So, much as I respect the desire to have a functioning business, I don't think that a wine beer cider and at 12 p.m., 12 a.m. closing, during the week, I have people in my building who are planning to start families. My particular building has windows on the side, so not only does the sound travel through the building, comes through the front of the building, but we have small windows on the side, so that it is, very porous and very vulnerable to sound. So I hate to be somebody that puts a, what is it? Put something in the gears of an operation and people with their legitimate desire to have a functional business, but I'm very much against another bar on 6th Street.
Oh, I was. So next, sorry, Andrea Wolf.
Hi, I live at 507, which is next door. And, we have been having very, very, very bad experiences the last 5 years, really, between Pineapple Club, Novon, Club Cummings, which is a wonder bar, I forgot where it is. Besides all the Ubers and it's a small street, right? So you have all the Ubers and then the Ubers are stopping and then the cars are honking and it's absolute chaos. It's not just getting your dogs in and out of the building, bicycles, laundry, groceries. It's literally impossible to walk down that street. That street is so oversaturated. It's not livable. And then no one has an outdoor seating, plus a shack, plus signage, sandwich boards. We can't even walk down the street, and then, of course, there are people waiting to get into all of these places. And they sit on our stoops, and sometimes they might urinate, they might throw garbage, they might throw cigarettes. It's filthy in the mornings. When you come out and these places are closed, but there's garbage, there's rats, that whole street, that little tiny section, our little piece of 6th Street has become a disaster area, a no-go zone. It's, and I'll just say that because we have no one at the bottom of our thing, and maybe you don't know this, although we have sent many complaints.
Not to the community court.
Yes, since 2021, I know.
Okay,
Now,
21, okay.
21, 22, 23, 24, 25, I have several emails that came to this office and personal visits.
I'm sorry, for which?
Business 576 now.
No,
Yes, that is the one I have, yeah.
I'm not saying they have lied and overstepped, but they got a foot in the door and they expanded into our garden in the courtyard. They expanded out. They took the one fan and they added a second fan. After they added the second fan, they added girders. Our building is being shaken apart. Literally, they've had to bolt the stairs to the walls.
Yeah.
Sorry, are you talking about something else? So I know that you were trying to be careful earlier with some of the other places, but a lot of these restaurants and bars, they get a foot in the door and then it's very hard to get any recourse against them. Really, we have complained, they have been fined, they pay the fines. We've been inspected, nothing, nothing, it just gets worse and worse and worse. And the management company wants them there because they pay more rent than us rent stabilized.
But what I want to say is this is could.
So one more of these that says, oh, we're just gonna take up a little space, we're just gonna do a little something. No, there could be more people on the street, more Ubers, more noise, more garbage, more. It's really unpleasant.
Could I ask about the stage and that stuff, because this is. This is an art.
I don't see any, I don't see a stage and I just look.
When I've been online, when you printed out the application.
Right, I just, when you said that, I went back and looked, I don't see any notation of a stage on the floor plan.
I'm happy to address those
Oh,
questions if
sorry.
you would like.
Yes.
I was waiting for all of the community contact
Hold on,
or
I
comments
completely
first.
spoke. There, you are completely right, I'm sorry, I apologize, Mike can just point out, there is a stage.
But I'll be assuaging all concerns about the stage anyway, so.
Your application to TVs.
So the stage is it's pre-existing. It was from the prior operator. We're not changing the floor plan, we're not removing it. We're just gonna put some like railing around it and have like a couch or a chair up there, but there's not gonna be any tables up there. It won't be for seated service. It's waiting there while you're waiting for your table or waiting to sit at the bar. But there is no live music, there is no DJs or any of that. It is recorded background music piped in through the existing stereo system and soundproofing.
Okay, so I would like to speak to the block. Noah, you made complaints on outdoor dining, I believe, right? It was about the outdoor structures.
And inside, and I said, yeah.
And to the council office too, and we were not able.
SLA.
We were not, it was the previous council office and the community board was mostly outdoor stuff that I remember, which we couldn't, we were just not successful. I'd say the block is a disaster, always actually has been a disaster. Club Cummings got in on sort of a technicality. We actually I had gotten in writing from Department of Buildings that they were not zoned for that. And there were some arguments back and forth and suddenly there were very important people involved and Department of Buildings kind of changed everything they had in writing. And we now have that club on a small side street, which is very impactful. As well as I remember during COVID, I remember Pineapple Club having complaints. I'm always shocked that there aren't more complaints. Because I know what the street is like, and it's. To say it is a disaster. And as far as the rats, I remember when we finally got the shed removed on the corner during COVID. There were stories of the rats. It was just the most disgusting thing you ever saw. Like making complaints to the police.
Okay, so thank you, Susan, and then, you know.
I just want to, so I live directly above Howland. But also want to say since Ponte Bistro came in, they've just recently put sidewalk chairs and petitioning on both sides. And then Phone is opening up, they've got their wine, a cafe, plus they have a wine and beer until 9 every night. So they're bound to open in September, so that's more people out. Then there's this proposed bar, then there's, like I said, the other ones, for Cummings, now on, I know, so it's definitely lots of people that hang outside, and I want to say now on their permit, if they do say it's background music, but it's absolutely not, it's hip hop. It's been running through my apartment, vibrations, noise, it's created a health issue for myself, which I've told them several times. They also said that they're soundproof, 100% off. Department of Buildings came, they felt vibrations, so they got a violation. They just paid the fine and just went on. Do you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like once these establishments come in, they say it's background, it gets busier. There's no enforcement. And you call 311 and you're like, well, what's the decibels? But it's not about that. Because I'm telling you, those low vibrations, it's very traumatic. And then on top of that, you walk outside, those that said, several people hanging out, vomit, several garbage, every single establishment have the bins, it smells, summer is awful, the rats. The vibrations on top of all the compressors are on the back apartment. The kitchen's open till 4 AM, cleaning, so I get all of those vibrations. I have a petition from 7th Street back apartments. They are disrupted with all the compressors. So it's just ongoing, very difficult to make changes in the city. Very difficult to get in changes. But they listen to tenants, and I just feel that these establishments come in, it's just going to create another place of a disaster on our street. I have so much trauma, and I bet Jill will, thinking, this new place is going to come upstairs to her. It's an absolute hard moment. Hard moment.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll give the applicants a chance to respond to what you've heard. Actually, wait, is there anyone online to speak to this item as well? Okay, seeing none, so we'll go ahead and hand it over to the applicants.
Okay.
I did have one from like 20 residents.
Okay. You have.
Sorry, what? I couldn't hear that. What was said?
I have a petition from.
She said she has a petition from 20 residents. Turn it off. She has a petition with signatures from 20 residents in opposition.
Okay, thank you. So I just have 5 points I just wanted to bring back. I did briefly touch on the stage already, but just again to assuage concerns, this is background recorded music only, a full service restaurant. It is not a bar, it's not a tavern, there's no live music, there's no DJs, there's no dancing. It is background recorded music only. As for the outdoor space, there is no outdoor space in this application, point blank. There's no backyard, there's no sidewalk, there's no roadbed, nor are there any intention to have any outdoor seating at this space in the future. And we could put that in the stipulations. With regard to the amount of people maybe coming via Ubers and creating other street congestion, we're anticipating most of our patrons to be arriving via subway or walking. This concept is actually, my clients are well versed in the hospitality industry. Between the 3 or 4 of them, they've got about 40 years worth of experience bartending and working at restaurants, and they've experienced that. Especially since COVID, places for them to go after they finish their shift, for them to go and have a bite to eat and sit down at a restaurant. Those options are just few and far between and haven't really picked up since COVID. So that's why we were looking for the 2 AM. It's not for it to turn into a bar. It is so that our service industry members may be able to sit down and eat at a restaurant, same as anybody else with a more typical work schedule. And I believe those are all the points that I wanted to make in response.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Committee members, any questions, comments?
Right now the space is closed. It was operating
Up until 6 months ago.
It was open until about 6 months ago. It was licensed.
It's been until the 20th.
I got. Down and out. I thought down and out.
Down and out, it was approved in 2020, and I think the license expired maybe in 2024, and the space has been vacant for a little bit of time.
Since 24 then.
Yeah.
2 years.
Yes, I misspoke. Not last year, the year before. Yeah.
My concerns are this. I believe you with the stage, that's all fine, and even if I leave the background recorded music, I'll give you that. It sounds like the issue on this block is just the sheer number of people that are coming into the businesses that are creating a disruption on this street.
I mean, we have a maximum occupancy of 74 people. We cannot have a lot of people at any one given time. there's going to be controlled number of people influxing at any given time.
Yeah, I understand it's a small, I'm sorry, I can't, you're getting me distracted. I understand it's a small place, but when you add small place next to small place next to small place, it creates this kind of situation. That's my concerns. And. No, that's there.
Okay. Anyone else?
I mean, I would just add one more thing is that this space has been previously licensed for full liquor for the hours that we're looking for. I know some of the other applications you heard earlier in the evening, you were suggesting like an unlicensed space was not proper and they should look for a space that has been licensed. We have done that here. We found a space that has been licensed with the hours we're looking for in a neighborhood that we did garner petition signatures in support as well for this location with the hours, with the concept.
So,
We have a base license,
yeah. I'm gonna say the difference is that this block is already. It's just horrible for the people that live there. And I do wanna. And I live like 2 minutes away, so I know what it's like. And there is really an issue, and I know this is not an SLA issue, but it's very related. When you have rent control, rent stabilized residents, they're the ones that they can't move, like if you're in a market rate. And this happens all the time, if you're in a market rate and it's noise, you just move. Rent stabilized and rent control people, we cannot move, but the landlords want to get us out, and that is very much part of what we're seeing in this area, but this block is just, and it always has been, I'm gonna say for 20 years, this block has been a disaster, but it's gotten worse and worse. And, I think that's the difference, and I know the SLA doesn't legally look at that. When they look at a location, one of the things, with the 500-foot rule that they legally can look at is the current location, whether it was a problem.
So yes, I agree with that. I think the only thing, I don't know. Yes, the saturation number bars, I don't know that the SLA would view the previous specific business and location as an actual problem itself. I don't think with the last down and out, I don't know that they were any worse than any of the others or any.
But when you're saying the
They
location.
were actually, you're saying actually better.
When you're saying the location though, it's not just
I-
that one
It's the
business.
bigger.
It's the fact that is, so I'm gonna say like even the cars, the fact that they have their radios blaring. And they stop at the red lights with their radios blaring, they can hear 5 blocks away. That's part of, they're coming there for the bars, that's part of the whole bar scene.
Yeah, and I agree that most people will take the subway there and walk there, but at 2 o'clock in the morning, when they're drunk, they're calling Ubers, like nobody's walking home like that.
And
I'm gonna say I live there, I know what's going on, it is Ubers and it is people driving their own cars with the radios blasting.
And your point is well noted that you did find a place that was licensed with the hours, which. There should be something said for that. In this case, we can look at it and say, technically, we're not increasing the impact because this exact, and in some ways, at the last place was approved for live music, you're not asking for live music, so. We could.
Yeah, I mean, our method of operation is reduced from what was previously approved at the space.
Technically, we're decreasing the impact, but I use that term very loosely.
But it's been closed for 2 years.
Yeah. But it's been close for 2 years. That being said, what I would also like to point out is the community board denied this location. It was a gym for many years. It was a gym we denied because the place came in and they said we denied it. They went to the SLA saying the benefit to the community was they were going to be an art focused space, putting art from local residents, and it was going to be this whole thing. That never happened. It opened as a bar, it closed, and then it just continued, the down and out was approved during a period of time. I wasn't actually on the committee for a year or two, I wasn't on when they were approved, but down and out was approved. Personally, because we denied it and the SLA approved Chola Noir over us, I don't know that it should have been approved when Chola Noir closed, in my personal opinion. Now we have the chance in this case, and Club Coming, the community board fought that tooth and nail, and in the end, that was overturned by powers that be. So we've tried bits and pieces and we've been shut down. We now have another opportunity to try and see maybe if we can do something to reduce the issues on this block. Is it enough? I don't know. I'm hesitant though. I'm hesitant to deny this because if we deny it, the SLA could approve it with anything they want.
I mean, sometimes it's worth the fight.
I don't know.
I totally agree with what you're saying and being pragmatic. But sometimes an area would be so bad that the residents might feel that it's worth fighting. Because I do believe there is an understanding on the SLA. Of community issues, much more so than previous to the current chair.
If I may, that is true that the SLA definitely does weigh community concerns and neighbor concerns very highly, especially with the current composition. But applications are also viewed independently based on the facts like presented within the application. So each applicant is given, their own fair swing at the or bite at the apple, as the case may be, the euphemism you wish to choose. They're not, negatively impacted or prejudiced by prior actors in a space when they haven't even had an opportunity to succeed. I mean, these are operators that have had prior licenses. They've been open and operating. They've got existing spaces. They've run good restaurants. They haven't had any complaints. Like, this is the perfect applicant for this space.
And maybe the perfect applicant for another space. I'm serious, and we're not saying anything about the applicant. We're saying that it's the space, and I'm gonna
But then
say-
if we came with a space that hadn't been licensed, then we'd be having the other argument
There
that
are
we hadn't
some-
done our due diligence. We hadn't found a space that would be capable of being a license for full liquor with the hours that
No,
we're
there's
proposing.
plenty of spaces. First of all, just going to Avenue A, I hate to say it since I live on Avenue A, but just going to Avenue A is an improvement over a residential side street. This is a resident, it is a quiet residential side street. The reason it's so bad is because of lack of enforcement. And at a time when the SLA did not consider community input, it is different now. We understand the difference. But I would like to, both Megan and you, how can you say that people will take the subway? How can you say that? This is an area, yes, a lot of people come on the L train, that's true. But if you live there, you know that it's and if you even research, it's one of the highest areas in the city for taxi pickups and that. But if you live there, you know that people are driving cars to come in at night.
No, so the reason I said that most of our patrons are probably going to be arriving either via foot traffic or subway is because the whole ethos of the space is to try and cater to hospitality industry members. So people who are working their shift, they get off and they walk down the street and they come and have their dinner and have a drink before they go home. That we're not really, I mean, if there are other individuals who would want to come from further away to come and have a drink or sit down and eat, but we're not going to turn patrons away. But that's not the goal. It's not a destination location. It is for hospitality members to come together and have a bite to eat and have a drink after they've finished their work for the day.
We do have a lot of applicants that come and say they're there for other hospitality. So I'm telling you, there's too many cars there. There's too many cars there, and even if 50% take, it's just not a good argument.
Avenue A is the parking lot, basically, Avenue A turns into a parking lot and then everyone is honking their horns. So, okay.
I mean, this is just an area where I think the community has just been.
It is, it's an oversaturated area and problems in this, there are seven different licenses in the first half of the law. In the room.
We have to figure out what's strategically the best path forward, you know?
Well, I think, one of the things is, if residents, one of the reasons so many licenses go through is because residents don't go up and fight and organize. And so one of the issues is, would residents organize and go up there en masse, because that makes a huge difference.
Because if this is denied, and if we deny this, the lawyers will go, these lawyers will go to the SLA. I can almost assure you of that.
Absolutely.
And then that means we, staff, have to take time off work. Or you don't have to take time off work, but someone has to take time off work.
Yes, I do, I would.
Yeah, but you get paid for that part, I don't.
Well.
So we have to go up to the SLA, sit for hours, and if you can get 12 residents to go up and sit there and then I'll speak, that does hold a lot of weight with the SLA.
We can do that. Well, we get for it.
How
How expensive is the train?
125th.
It's on 125th Street.
Oh,
The Harvard.
so you have to go over.
No, you don't go to all of them. It's
No, it's just it's a
it's
state building on.
it's a state office.
The other thing is that, it's not like it was in 2000, where if we denied the SLA for an AM license. The worst that's gonna happen is that they'll have stipulations be approved with strict stipulations. That would be the very worst.
No, but that has to be how we would have to phrase that though. We can't just put an outright denial, there's no stipulations for that.
Actually, I mean, there are different levels. You could, and they would do it. It's a
They
different.
don't know what to put on, if we do an outright denial. If the SLA wants, what are they gonna put on? They don't know.
Yes, they do. They do.
I think this is a different, I think this is a different administration.
Yes, this chair absolutely does know. She's been on a community board. It just is different.
I didn't send this petition to SLA. I didn't hear.
But you left it,
but pardon?
But you left.
You should email it to us as well.
I emailed. Honestly, it's so much stress. It's trauma for me, heavy trauma. I had to go to neurosurgeon I've been getting vibrations.
So here, you don't speak.
But the thing is, you're getting vibrations from a different.
Let.
So now on their permit says background music. It is not.
No, see, I totally understand all
This
this,
is
but
what I feel this is gonna happen to others.
that's not gonna, that doesn't, I feel for you, but that doesn't have anything to do with this location.
Right.
So.
Okay, so more than anything, it's more crowding, it's more
It is,
people.
yes, all of
It's more
that.
garbage, it's 100% Ubers. People loiter outside, they hang out outside, it is so loud, our tenement buildings hear everything. I hear restaurant people downstairs singing, talking, happy birthdays, it's a nightmare. It really is.
Yeah, I think your concerns are all very loud and clear. I think it's just. Do you wanna take the shot that, in an outright denial that this could go, like our hands are tied then?
Yeah.
And it goes to the state labor authority and they'll decide whatever they want. And it's a roll of the dice. Or do we approve with stipulations that we think are reasonable here? Things that you could possibly live with and get them approved like that. It's just a strategic decision.
I
don't
would
know.
go full force because I've been fighting this for our street for many years. And I will come with or more tenants to the meeting.
You just keep on.
It's also something that we need to discuss. Not necessarily.
Well, I must say. That's correct, but also the fact that they know the consequences is also important.
So,
And also just to say that restaurateurs are gonna go, they're the only
people that are gonna go and dine at this place, come on. That's.
Well, I don't think it did the defense, they're not saying they're the only people, that's just why they're
That's
actually.
what she said,
No, she didn't say that's the only people that are gonna die there, she never
the
said.
majority of, and that. and
No,
that's
she,
what-
that's why they want to be open later hours. So they want the later hours so that people can, hospitality and so people can go after work. So she wasn't putting.
Yes,
in
that's
restrictions.
pure restriction.
I'm sorry, I'm not trying to.
Yeah,
argue.
yeah, but all those other places are open to Friday anyway, it's just more drama and it's too much for us.
Okay. What is our,
May I, wait, he has to call it.
what is? Yeah, but you know, we can't keep relying on not increasing the impact because we just approved a 2 AM license and an unlicensed location. I know it's a slightly different location, not as impact, like this is definitely a higher impact area with a lot more problems, but. Yes,
Address the hospitality issue, the bar, the Quarter Bistro was open till 4 AM. Niagara also, there are within half a block of, Joe's old location, there are multiple.
we do know that there are other places for that.
What place are you referring to?
The place on.
They're not gonna, that's totally different. I think this is gonna be different. I think it's totally different. I was gonna say, because I have no short-term memory, that it was a place that was out on the side street. But if it was a place on the side, if it was a place on a side street, I could see the SLA being like, no, we're gonna approve you because you just approved something that's very similar. I think this is different enough that the SLA won't make that connection. Different neighborhood, hugely different side street.
But this was approved as a licensed location, it's been 2 years.
I would say respectfully, I think that the SLA will see that as the same, we're asking for the same method of operation in a space that has been licensed and actually a more reduced method of operation. So they're gonna see it similarly.
So I agree, strategic strategy is the most important thing, it's just a question of what the strategy should be. Yes,
I'm keeping myself on this one. I've been looking at the space for years, so I know too much about it.
you what?
I've been looking at the space for years, I know too much about it, both for and against.
So,
I don't want, I just would rather keep myself.
oh, you're not gonna even vote?
Yeah.
Guys,
I own a car. I'm going across the street.
you have to wait for Clint to call.
Let's see, go ahead, but we have to move on, because
Yeah.
we still have another item.
I just have a question about the bigger picture, which is that, like, for example, this space, and it happened during the pandemic when things were quieter. Yeah, things were busier. Is there a way, just like on airplanes, we will rearrange people, say, no, we can't have everyone sitting on the left side, on the right side, on the back. Is there a way to say, oh, well, there are spaces available on Avenue A, on First
No, you
Avenue?
can't do.
This is a massive city and the SLA
You can't do
goes
that.
into detail. They already are completely understaffed.
There's no way to start saying, you know what, side
No,
streets.
but we
residential
don't liable
zones,
to, if we start suggesting the streets, then they'll be liable for suggesting, no, okay. Yeah, that seems anything.
It's a great theory, it's a great concept, but it's just not possible. I mean, that's part of what our community board guidance was for. We did say that we're encouraging on, I forget the exact word, basically we said we were encouraging the avenues as opposed to residential side streets. And we're doing our best not to increase the impact.
And it's different in other states, but that's what this is.
I mean. The thing is, what Susan is saying about the current chair, however, I've watched videos where the chair has been easily overweighed by the other 2 commissioners because they are not as community minded. So even if the chair feels. I'm very nervous about an outright denial in this location, because it was previously licensed. And because they're going with even a slightly less impact application. And there were no major complaints about the last location. There were no major 301. The SLA has no history of complaints with the last location. So I'm very nervous about an outright denial because I fear that the SLA could approve. And if the SLA approves it, they could ask for more. They will go to the hearing and they could ask for more.
Like 4 AM or something.
And with nothing, with an outright denial, which just basically says the community board denies this, the SLA could say, well, yes, we can give them that, or the last place had live music, so we'll give them live music. Probably won't happen, but they would at least get what they have now.
I don't know what the zoning is. I don't know, it's so.
They're zoned for live music.
What about approving them for 12 AM all days? And then if they go back up to the SLA to extend their hours, then the residents will have to organize.
Yes. So, well, first of all, they probably won't accept the 12 AM and they'll probably go to the SLA. But then at least it's a deny. So the way we would normally do it is it's either an outright denial where the resolution just says because this, we deny. There's also deny unless they agree to the following stipulations, which are, as you've seen, some of the stipulations we put up on the screen. We would put deny unless they agree to close all nights at 12 AM. They probably won't agree to that. They won't sign the stipulations, which then it turns into a denial on our part. So we send a resolution to the state that says, therefore, the community board denies this because the applicant refused to agree to the following stipulations. Then, when the SLA has that in front of them, they are more likely to put those stipulations on. So that is another strategy that we've used in the past. It may not get it may not get nothing there, but it may get something with reduced impact. So that's what we're discussing is, should we do, I'm not totally against an outright denial. I don't know if in this location, I don't know that the SLA will uphold that. Because there was a license here, even though it wasn't immediate, it was 2 years ago. But it wasn't, and the applicants have experience, they have successful places that don't have a lot of complaints on Bleecker Street. So we don't have a lot to hang our hat on. And the SLA is very risk averse, they do not want to be sued. So they're very careful of not to deny something that they think they could be sued. There's not a lot for this, the area, yes, but this specific location and this applicant, it's tough because they're not a bad applicant. The location, even though the whole area is a problem, that specific business and that specific address hasn't been a huge problem on its own.
What is the music? Is the music just music?
No, they don't have, they're not asking for license.
Oh, they're
It's
not.
just background recorded music only.
Previous business had live music,
Got
they're only asking for background
Got it.
recorded music. So that's the thing, they're not asking.
Got it.
So that's the thing, they're technically reducing from what the previous applicant was approved for.
So it sounds like you're looking for like midnight.
So that's what I'm saying, do we wanna put stipulations on here? Or, I don't know, what does the rest of the committee think? I think, Stephen, you said you're gonna press on voting,
You can't be president of voting. You don't have a,
I have a conflict.
Kiss.
what is,
I've been looking at this space for the last like 6 years, but seriously, I was financial the last year. So financial conflict.
there is,
There's
yeah,
potential. I'd rather not.
yeah, no, I was wondering whether
Playing
legally you.
I'm playing safe. I'm not presently interested in space, but
No, I think you need to abstain. I actually don't, what?
I 100% agree with you.
Pardon me?
I 100% agree with you.
That abstaining is different.
Oh.
It's that
No,
conflict.
Present not voting is for, it's a very.
Yeah, that's a very
Yeah,
specific legal
just abstain.
thing.
Abstain?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
abstaining, it's what you want.
Oh, I understand.
I'm just getting legalistic.
John, what do you think?
Sorry. I'm 3 hours asleep.
Yeah.
I'm not thinking. Or I am thinking, but.
It's okay, you have a baby,
No, it's tough. I don't-
no expectations.
A lot of fighting, but at the same time, I'm not the one going to fight it, so.
And, you know, if it was. I'm I'm just
How many
worried.
businesses have actually failed at this location?
Wait, hi guys. Matt, let.
It was really, it was Shoal Noir and then Down and Out, those were the only two.
And they
Prior
both-
to that, prior to Shoal Noir, which I think was 8/17. I think it was 2017, we denied Shoal Noir outright. They went to the state, and prior to that, it was a gym, it was unlicensed. They went to the state and the state approved them for, I think they had later than 2 a.m.
I think it was 3 a.m.
I think it was 3 a.m.
But,
So,
yeah.
so, and that was a different administration,
It's-
so
Yeah.
that failed. They were open, were they open a year? I don't know.
So I mean, can't that be part of the argument that this is like, it's clear that they've continued to approve liquor license here and
No.
they fail?
That's not one of the things they look at, they can't go.
They-
Could be.
But it isn't, and you know, if they're paying for it,
It
they
is,
cannot use that as a
that's not what
trumpet.
they can consider, they can't consider that, so.
That's not a legal argument for them.
So, yes, so Shoal Noir and then it was,
I mean, it should be a warning sign for anybody who wants to.
well,
It's 10 o'clock, guys.
so,
I would rather, like, I feel whatever you decided that makes sense, what they're proposing is like within the four corners of what it previously existed, that carries a lot of weight. I would feel more comfortable doing like a compromise, something that we could live with in this space, rather than outright denial.
my fear is, and
And
I,
like they, yeah, I'm
my
sorry.
fear is, even if we do closing all night at midnight, that's not decreasing, that's not fixing the problem. If that's what, even if they refuse to sign and that's what the state gives them, that's still a problem on the street.
It's not, it's less of a problem. It
It's
is
later,
less-
it's less, it's not as late at night, but
It makes a difference, going to bed and sleep at midnight is better than doing it. It does make a difference.
I don't know, should we, do we wanna deny them less and give them midnight all nights? We haven't even asked them, I'm just assuming, I'm sorry if I'm speaking for you, that you're not gonna agree to a 12 o'clock closing all night, sorry.
Well,
Eleanor or Leanne or anyone?
Sorry, we can like only hear like little clippets. Could you just repeat the
Sorry,
question?
I was saying, I said, I've been speaking for you, just assuming you would not agree to a 12 a.m. all night closing. I said that several times that you would.
Not all nights.
Yeah.
We would maybe do midnight during the weekend and 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. on the weekends, but not all nights.
I'll go live with 12 as long as I got one for everybody.
He said he could live with 12 and during the weekend, 1 a.m. on the weekend.
Just because I'm afraid they will approve it.
And they will.
you can go as 12 and you let the SLA if you give them 1 o'clock.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so,
I would vote for 12 a.m. onwards, and then leave it in the hands of
okay,
Chair Pan.
Michael, that's.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put the stipulations up on the screen. And go through them. The top one, who really is? Okay, so this is I, Florence Zabro Pritzky, I hope I didn't all that too much. Qualified representative of Conjob LLC located at 503 Street. My license is a full liquor license, new application and temporary retail permit. Will operate a full service restaurant, specifically a modern American restaurant, with kitchen open serving food all hours. The hours of operation will be 3:30 to 12 a.m. all days. I will not use outdoor space for. 3:30 to 12. 3:30 to 12 a.m. all days. I will not use outdoor space for commercial use. They're not, they should have security. There's soundproofing there, you're not, are you? we're gonna go ahead and put it, we're just gonna put will install soundproofing to ensure sound and vibrations are not audible in any room apartments. That's our standard, what we use anyways.
I'm
I
so
would-
sorry. Can you speak a little bit slower? Because it is so muffled on the the headphones.
Mic on? No. Is this any better? Is that any better?
Yeah. I think it's just like the words that you're used to saying go really fast and I just can't hear them.
So we're saying you install soundproofing to ensure sound and vibrations are inaudible in neighboring apartments. You will close any front door facade doors and windows at 10 p.m. or when amplified sound is playing. You will not have DJs, live music, third-party promoted events, any event in which a cover fee is charged for scheduled performances, for dancing. You will play ambient background for music only. You will not apply for an alteration without coming for CB3. Will not participate in pub crawls or party buses. Will not have unlimited drink specials. Will not have a happy hour. Will not have wait lines outside. Will have a staff person responsible for ensuring the avoiding noise or crowds. Will post a stipulation. Residents may contact the owner or manager number below. Florence Zabrowski at 215-880-0904. Other than the hours which we know you disagree with, everything else was okay.
Yeah, I mean, everything else is accurate.
We're gonna go ahead and move to a vote. John Powell,
Yes.
Stephen Ballinger,
Present abstaining, sorry.
Just abstain.
Abstain.
Megan Joy,
Yes.
Clint Smeltzer, yes, Michael Lario. Yes. So the office will be sending you out, the drill, the stipulations, sign or choose not to sign. Totally, you're right, and then we'll go from there. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you very
Thank
much. Have a
you.
good one.
Okay. But maybe isn't the outcome you were hoping for, I don't.
Babies get native abuse and people go out there.
I mean, they're not gonna sign it, they've always said they're not gonna sign a stipulation.
So you're gonna have to remove this again.
So you can go to the SLA, you can go to the SLA, you can still ask for the SLA. You can come to the full board meeting, the community board, and ask for the full board to overturn our vote.
But but the concerns are still valid, the ones that you voiced in terms of.
This will all of this will be documented in a resolution,
Yeah, okay, all right.
so.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. It's just,
I live 2 minutes away, you know what you're doing.
I think 40 years.
Thanks, Susan.
About the grease fire.
Okay. This is number 15, JESA New York Management at 215 Christie Street. Would the applicants please raise your two hands, we'll get you promoted. Okay, so we have the applicants, we have their attorney, or their representation.
Is this a hotel?
Hello.
This is-
Hotel.
Yes,
Right, fine.
yeah, this is the public.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Clint.
Hello, okay, I'm gonna give a summary, so this is JESA New York Management doing business, it's to be determined, seeking full on-premise license. The premise is located at 215 Christie Street. It's an application for establishment of 240 people, 49 tables and 139 seats with one stand-up bar measuring 29 feet, 12 seats, one service bar in the exterior garden measuring 11 feet. It will be a full-service restaurant. There are 13 full on-premises licenses within 500 feet. This location has previously been operating as within the public hotel. Since 2020, there have been 15 301 complaints for the commercial space and sidewalk space where police action was necessary. To this point, we've received no support or opposition at the moment. 3 residents who live within 2 blocks of the location signed a petition in favor. They're proposing to operate as a restaurant coffee shop, serving brasserie style food. Hours of operation will be opening no later than 6 a.m., closed by 4 a.m. all days. It will close all outdoor dining allowed under the Dining Out New York program and any other outdoor use by 10 p.m. No speakers or TVs outside. We'll close any front doors, suburbs, windows at 10. Or anytime any amplified music is playing, we'll play on the background for music only. When I have live music, DJs, promoted events, scheduled performances, or any other cover fee is charged. Will not have club cross or party buses, will not have unlimited drink specials, including boozy brunches, may have happy hours until 7, will ensure there are no wait lines outside. Will conspicuously post the stipulation beside its liquor license and will provide a number for residents to call. Okay, anything you would like to add or correct with what I just said?
Yeah, just some clarification. As you noted, this is a restaurant in the public hotel. I just want to make sure that we distinguish between the public hotel and its license, which is separate,
Yes.
and this license, which is not a hotel license. This is an OP license just for the restaurant and the cafe area on the ground floor and the outdoor area in the back. It was licensed, I think, since 2018, originally by Jean George, and then there were some subsequent operators. And Jake Epstein, who's on with me, has extensive experience along with his partner in hospitality. We sent you their resumes, so they've been involved in hospitality for decades, and they're going to be taking over the space. All the operational points that you raised that are in the questionnaire are exactly the same that are in the stipulation that was signed in May of 2016 with the original operator. So we're not making any changes. The restrictions on the outdoor space, no bar outside, closing by 10 p.m., no music, everything is the same as it has been since inception.
One thing was like DJs on Monday and then one person on.
What I think Megan was questioning, you had on one of the forms, I think had DJs checked off or one section and one not having checked off. Are you having DJs at all?
No.
No. Okay, so no DJs.
So I can just say, this is not the location, this ground floor is not the one that's caused problems.
The rooftop, right?
The rooftop and the club downstairs.
The club downstairs cost problem?
Lines.
Oh, that was.
Okay, actually, is there anyone here from the public to speak to this item? Please raise your Zoom hand. Seeing none, okay. Committee, any questions, comments, concerns? In general, I think what Susan said, the complaints or the issues we've had, I don't think have had anything to do with this restaurant or the cafe on the ground floor. There've been other aspects which I think Donald pointed out are associated with the hotel, but I don't think this specific part, the restaurant and the cafe, have caused any of the problems that they've had. They're not changing anything from what the original license was. Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and put the stipulations up on the screen and go through those quickly. So I.J. Epstein, as a qualified representative of Jessa New York Management NYC, located at 215 Christie Street. My license will be a full liquor license. It's a new application. And assuming you're going for a temporary retail permit, Donald?
Yeah, yes, I was going to say temporary permit, yes.
Okay. We'll operate a full service restaurant, specifically a New York brasserie with coffee shop component restaurant with kitchen open service and burlesque operation. Hours of operation will be 6 a.m. to 4 a.m. all days. We'll close all outdoor dining allowed under the dining up NYC and open streets. Program any other use by 10 p.m. all days, and have speakers for TV monitors outside. We'll close any permanent restaurant doors and windows at 10 p.m. DJs, live music, third-party promoted events, any cover fee is charged, scheduled performances, dancing, and not more than 24 private parties per year. We'll play on-out recorded background music only. We'll not have moderation of when CB3, we'll not do pub crawls or party buses. We'll not have unlimited drink specials. We may have a happy hour, will have a happy hour until 7 p.m. We'll not have wait lines, we'll have a staff person responsible for ensuring the loading rows for crowds. We'll frequently post the stipulation by the liquor license for contact the manager owner of the number below. Jake Epstein, 310-497-7755.
Yeah.
My only question, Jake, just can you just scroll down to 15? Yeah, it says their form says will not have wait lines outside and will have a staff person responsible for ensuring no loitering, noise, or crowds outside. I don't know if you plan to do that or that's something that hotel security is going to take of. take
Well,
care.
I think,
Exactly.
I guess, and I thought about this as I was reading it, I guess my question is. There are problems with lines outside that space, but I'm pretty sure that they're not coming from.
Yeah.
the cafe or restaurant.
From my understanding is that the issues with lines relate to the club in the lower two levels, which are
Yes,
part of the
The
hotel.
club in the basement and the rooftop.
And the outdoor spaces on the upper floors, yes, 16 and 15
Yeah,
and
so
16.
I think the question is, I mean, you don't have, do you even ever have a line inside? I don't think you have lines, right? It's not that type of space. It's
I think we can say we won't have wait lines. I think we can say that we won't for our restaurant, Jake, if you're comfortable with that. But I don't think we're gonna
100%
have,
comfortable, yeah.
yeah, we're
And
not gonna have a
you're
staff
not-
person.
And
We're not gonna have a
because you're
staff
not
person.
outside, you don't have any doors that out, you're inside in the lobby, so.
Right.
I don't disagree with you, Donald, that I think we should probably uncheck that because.
Yeah, great.
Having your restaurant having a staff person showing the way towards the crowds isn't really fair to you.
Yeah.
So
So
I
that
think,
changes.
I think in this case, we can actually uncheck that in
Great,
this.
great,
this
perfect.
Okay,
I think we're all good.
okay, so we're gonna go ahead and move to a vote. John Fowl,
Yes.
Stephen Ballinger, yes, Megan Joy, Smeltzer, yes, Michael Lavari.
Yes.
Okay. Obviously, we didn't have the stipulations with instructions. Thank you very much.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you.
And